Like a minute or
Forever.
Hello.
Hello, one. Hello, all.
Hello.
Welcome to RPG Clinic. Welcome to another RPG Clinic one-shot. We'll get the obvious stuff out of the way first. We've got a special guest joining us today. Do you want to introduce yourself if people don't know you?
Absolutely. I am JT Silver, friend of all these lovely people, actor, role player, and dog lover.
Nice.
Important.
That's me. Yeah. For the longest time, my Twitter bio had cheese lover in it. It does not anymore. But like,
Mine did too.
actually, I think I copied it from you.
Oh dear.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Thank you for the resub, Angel Wick.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm really excited. This is the first time we've had a guest on RPG Clinic in some time. I would argue, like on.
Who was your last guest? I can't even.
It must have been Jess.
We had
And
Jess
that
on
was
several
Nice.
one shots back to back. Yeah, which was
In
really
between lockdowns.
fun.
Yeah, there was like a brief window
Ooh.
of time where Jess could come over.
But like be at a separate table, like because Jess was considered a bubble with Scott and Liz. So like
Oh,
John
right.
and I weren't, so it was like 6 meters social distance.
It would have been
Yes.
Jess in Paranoia.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Good Society
times.
and
Ten
Fast
Candles.
10 Handles.
Oh, good times.
The last one I think was Paranoia.
Well, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, and
Yay.
hello to everyone in the chat. And it's it's nice to see everyone. Nice to be part of this.
Yeah, I mean, we normally do a little pre-show chatteroo. I think that's out of the way. No, I'm just kidding. Today on RPG
God
Clinic one shot.
damn it.
Oh, what the hell, Scott? We are playing I was gonna say brand new. I think it is a brand new one-shot by friend of the stream, Super Dylan. I'm pasting into the chat. Sorry, Elizabeth is pasting into the chat. Sorry, Liz. A link to Super Dylan's store where you can purchase Guys in Chairs. That's the name of the game we're playing tonight. About the unassuming best friends of superheroes who have to help them save the world. Save your friends, save the world. It's my new tagline.
You want to throw some
We're good.
examples of guys in chairs
Yeah, well,
from contemporary literature?
I had a good list, but like Ned from the more recent Spider-Man films is a great example, I feel.
There's April from Ninja Turtles.
Alfred is
Yes,
an old
Batman.
BFF, but he's definitely a unassuming best friend of Batman.
Or he's a field medic with the SAS and a secret agent. Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, that's true, eh? I feel like I had a good one here as well that I wrote down. I'm just gonna look. back
Oracle
here.
is a superhero, though. I kind of feel like Oracle... Does Oracle count?
This is the question. I think that the you in UBFF is very important here. You got to be unassuming. You got your own powers and you got your own skills, but you're not a celebrity in the way that like Iron Man or Spider-Man or Batman or let's list someone not male.
To be
Scott
unassuming?
get
Okay, hold
together.
on. I gotta...
The cat, Dr. Claw's cat.
Oh, yes.
The classic UBFF, and also then Penny and
Well, that's a cat on a
Ring.
guy in a chair.
right.
Ray's dad. Perfect.
Ray's dad. Elmore. Ray's dad. A good, yeah.
Brilliant.
So unassuming. Ray's best friend.
Yeah.
No powers. Kind of sick.
Basically the NPCs, you know.
Do you have any more medicine?
Jimmy
Sorry.
Olsen.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's... It's not Spider-Man. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen.
I was trying to cast my mind through Superman's cachet, I guess. But yeah, anyway, yes, that's a great example. So we're going to be playing folks like that tonight, which should be a good time. I should also mention, in case you want something a little more than a fun one-shot and a special guest, we are also going to be giving away a copy of Guys in Chairs. We'll be doing that at the end of the show, the end of the stream, rather. So stick around till then if you can, and we will have instructions from John and Kate on how to enter. I think it's going to be like a exclamation mark giveaway or something like that. Yeah. Delicious.
Thank you for the resub, Super Dylan. That's super kind.
Yay! Yes,
The
we have
power
Super
cord
Dylan
was
here.
missing on your TV?
That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that.
What the fuck?
What? Oh, because it was new. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
they just forgot to put it in the box.
Yeah, I had that happen with a monitor that it didn't come with. Like, it was supposed to come with 3 cables, like HDMI, VGA, and DVI, and the one that I needed was the one that wasn't in the box, of course.
God damn it.
Curses?
I wish, you buy one of those monitors, but there's just no screen. It's just empty inside. That would be
just a
like more of a
rectangle?
helmet.
Sorry, we forgot the screen. We just forgot to put it in.
Anyway, I guess it's too bad for you, really. I don't think this is covered by warranty. Rough. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we have any more like admin-y stuff to get through. We all know who we are.
I don't
We know what we're
these
playing.
days.
Okay, I mean that's
That is an assumption right there.
well, not philosophically speaking. I mean, yeah. Well, that's a good shout, Crosshair. We'll get into that in a moment.
There we go. Now you know who we are. Our real
Hey.
names weren't there.
Our character names are up there as character 1, 2, 3, and 4, but
I fucked up.
That's how I feel some days.
I was worried that it was going to be the other character names.
No,
The
I
ones
thankfully
saw
reset
earlier.
them.
I won't
Like-
tell chat, but
like poopy face. 1, 2, 3.
No, it was like
no.
Dr.
No.
Humps, Dr. Bones, Dr. Fucks, Dr. Lay, and Dr. Suck.
I'm Dr. Lay, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
JT and I were fucking suck.
Fucking suck, you're right.
Sure.
Jeez,
I mean, I'm Humps,
Louise.
obviously.
Obviously.
What are you gonna do?
I
just gonna
don't
see if I have
know,
anything-
honestly. I honestly don't know what to do with you.
Let's see if there's anything else on my list. I don't think so. If people have questions about either the giveaway or about what we're doing tonight, let us know. Drop them in chat here. But, of course, normally we have an excellent segue, but if you don't have a segue, you do at least have safety cards. These are the cards that we use here on I know. These are the cards that we use here on RPG Clinic. Oh, fuck, John, Jesus! Thanks, Lemon Eater. These are the cards that we use here on RPG Clinic to keep ourselves safe and to have the most fun possible. You in the chat don't have these cards, but you do have options for your own safety. I'm gonna get to those in a minute. This green card here, the play card, indicates that the person who's flashing it is consenting, enthusiastic, and despite outward appearances is having a wonderful time, and play is good to continue. The yellow card is a pause card. It tells people to just pause for a second. I have to let people around the table know something that's going on. Just give me a sec. And then when the card goes down, play will continue. The red card is a stop card. This is to indicate that play must stop. Because we're on a stream, we're probably going to go to like a be right back screen so we can work things out. The stream and the game will not restart until everyone, including the person who flashed the red card, are comfortable and happy to do so. As I mentioned before, you guys in the chat do not have cards, but your safety is also incredibly important, so you have options. If you have something that you need to report to RPG Clinic, you can whisper RPG Clinic, that goes to John and Kate. You can also message a mod. We have the Safety Wolf in chat, and we have Bun Bun in chat as well.
So that's which is Kung Fu Fenris and the Crosshair.
Yes, I probably should actually use their handles. It's Kung Fu Fenris and the Crosshair, thank you. And of course, last and very much not least, if you're uncomfortable, if you're not feeling safe, you can always leave the stream. And I want to make it really clear that that's not a judgment call. You just need to do what keeps you safe. We don't want to see you go, but we'd be happy to know that you are safe and well. So you can always exercise that right. Yeah.
That
that's
goes
safety.
double for guests.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can always leave.
you can.
Wait,
Exit call.
that's not what I meant.
Right. Oh my god.
See you later, bye. Oh god, no, now I have to play as well. I think that's it,
I
eh?
think so.
We're ready to get into guys. Oh god, the hype train. The hype train is so close.
Choo-choo, thank you, folks. Oh my gosh,
Angelic,
thank you for the group gift sub.
Wow.
Thank you for
Gave
the
me a quick
subs and
second
the
to like
resubs.
get my thoughts together. Phew. It's very, very kind. Thank you, Angel Wick.
Super Dylan, thank you.
Ooh.
Much.
Super Dylan cheering their own game.
Yeah. I'll just repost.
We're doing this because of you.
It's true.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
There's a link in the chat.
I'm excited. What can I say?
From Elizabeth as to where you can purchase Guys and Chairs. If that is your jam, support Super Dylan.
Yes.
Because all you need for that game is a single D6 and,
Yeah.
of course, the PDF.
Mm-hmm. We'll be going through character creation in just a moment, but I want to set the scene very briefly for everybody first. The year is 2022. Superheroes are real. They exist. And they are they are here. I'm sorry to disrupt any
The
illusions.
year is 2022, and I'm like,
Go on.
sure is.
Facts.
They are here at the service of humanity to save the world from all threats, be they internal, be they external, be they supernatural or extraterrestrial. They are the fantabulous, I almost said the fantastic, the fantabulous four, and they will be trying to save the world today. But of course, behind every great superhero is a great friend. And those are the people we are here to meet today. What I want to start with is getting to know the four UBFFs, as unassuming best friends forever, that make up the Fantabulous Four's support network. I'm happy for anybody to jump in if they want to describe themselves a little bit. Give me your name, a little bit about yourself. Does anyone want to start? I feel like I'm in a support group. I'm like, does anyone want to tell me about your time with the superheroes?
I mean, I'm thinking my name is Brian.
Brian!
I'm Brian. I'm a medic.
Oh, okay, tell me about that, Brian.
Yeah, well, I just, really wanted to help people from a young age. When I was on the playground, like a friend would scrape their knee and I would put a little dinosaur bandage on it. So I just took that skill with me through my life. I'm really excited to, do that on a larger scale.
Nice. That's, I really like that. You said Brian, right?
Brian.
Just Brian.
With an I or a Y?
With an I.
I.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. People get me
because there is an I in
Brian Adams all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, I really appreciate that. We're going to hear a little bit about your relationship with your super friend very soon, but I want to hear from the rest of these fine folks first. But keep up the good work. We need more, medical professionals like yourself in the world.
So I'm so happy to be here. Did I mention that?
I'll go across to our.
Yes, hello everyone. Hi, hello. So my name is Sammy Bodkin, and I am an unpaid intern. I was hired actually to be a tech whiz, but don't tell anyone. But I actually lied on my resume. I know nothing about tech at all. I don't get those points added to my roles. I'm in fact a motivational speaker because I'm an excellent. I have excellent persuasion. I'm a bit of a fast talker, which you can see as well. I sweat a lot. I get like kind of flop sweat, and I'm constantly in fear of finding out of being found out. I wear my dad's suit. It's slightly too large for me, and anything that I don't immediately know the answer to, I actually have a pair of smart glasses that I use to Google things that I don't immediately have the answer to. So it'll take me a few seconds to come up with the answer to any problems that come up. But I'm great at the art of persuasion.
This is fantastic. Sammy, I just got to say, it's really brave of you to step out in front of all of these people today when the world itself is on the line and admit that you don't know what you're doing. I think that takes a lot of courage. It's really important. I like that sort of thing. Go on, Sammy.
Well, yeah, it's all about being open and available and vulnerable.
All right. Well, if we need to persuade anyone,
That was one of my
anything-
interview answers, actually. That's what got me the job in the first place. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. if we need anyone to be convinced of anything, I'm sure we're going to let you know. And we'll hold off on meeting your super for just a moment as well. I'm going to go over to the other window here. Do we have a couple more unassuming best friends? What do we have?
My name is Verily Vigor, and I am Verily, Vigouror, whichever. Or Vivi to my friends, but I don't know whether I've got my super BFF, but I'm not sure about the rest of you because I'm the benefactor. I bankroll this operation. I make sure that everyone has what they need, when they need, how they need. No expenses spared.
Vivi, it is also wonderful to see someone turn what I think a lot of people see as quite dirty money into an asset. I know that many superheroes, in fact, are, they fight for truth, or they fight for, positive sort of things, and they do that through the strength of their spirit. I love to see someone approach this from a more capitalistic point of view. That's really awesome.
Well, isn't it altruism that I'm giving my capital gains to such a good cause, such a positive cause? Kindness and warm-heartedness won't equip a super with the level of tools that they need, will they?
No, it's very true, and I have a feeling that your super will definitely agree with you. We have one more UBFF who's about to be brought into the dome. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, I'm Zarblek. I was rescued. I am a time-traveling alien from Alpha Centauri, and I realize that I can't get out that much. I can't experience this world because your species doesn't really know about aliens just yet. But when my ship was recovered, it had a lot of cool stuff in there, so I guess you could say that I'm kind of a gadgeteer. So every once in a while, I reach into my pool of future alien tech and I smash two of them together and I hand them off because that's kind of what I'm best at.
I'm going to be very curious to know, Zarblek, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wonderful to meet you, and honestly, I'm like ecstatic that we have someone from outside of the solar system here. And I'm sure that will become apparent when we enter the situation room, the dome, as we call it. You know what? I'm spelling it Zarblech the way it's spelt in chat right now. That makes me much happier than the way I spelt it. Zarblech.
Wow.
I'm gonna be curious to know, Zarblech, how you met your super, and I think we can go around again. I'll just let people in the chat know as well, stepping out for just a moment. The types of characters that these UBFFs do have certain stats, which is what they were referring to before. So those stats will be integral in the super's time of need. If they need to help their super or any others with anything, they could potentially roll some of their stats, or not roll their stats, but add their stats to a roll to see if they can help save the world. We'll come back to those in a moment. And I come back around to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, wonderful. It's so good to.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're here too. So, I know that you have some experience with Verily's super, right? Verily being the person who she doesn't necessarily just know a guy, but like she has the money and the connections, right, to get things done.
Absolutely.
Do you want to tell me a bit about Verily's superhero, though?
Yeah, so Verily's superhero is called Silver Bullet.
Oh, sick. Sorry, excuse me. That should be neutral. Sorry.
He's a werewolf.
Damn. Isn't it? It's a bit weird. Don't you find it a bit strange that a werewolf would call themselves the Silver Bullet?
He says that's why they never see him coming.
Because you would expect like a person in spandex.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's a werewolf.
It's a werewolf. Okay. Any kind of fun powers that this werewolf
He's
has?
really fast.
Right.
That's another reason why you never see him coming.
I love it. Okay. All right. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go over to Verily now because I'm very curious. Verily.
Mm-hmm.
Vivi. You said you prefer Vivi?
I'll allow it.
You'll allow it. Okay, my mistake. Sorry. Miss Vigor, then, which I certainly prefer. Miss Vigor, what made you decide to start supporting the Silver Bullet, a werewolf, with your considerable cash?
Well, you see, he has the strength, he has the speed, he has the teeth and the claws, but he doesn't really have much in the way of material goods, of supplies. I mean, he isn't a revolver shooting silver bullets, perhaps, but he is in need of accommodations, transport, as much as he can run very fast. Sometimes oceans get in the way. Trouble doesn't stay on one continent, you see.
No, very true.
Now,
I also imagine his clothing budget is just out of control.
oh yes. When he has to wear clothes, I guess.
Okay, I'm going to drill down into that a little later, actually, if you don't mind. I might explore this relationship a little later. But, Verily, I know you, with your connections and your resource... Yeah, we'll take a half second. I know with your connections and with your resources, you have spearheaded a few projects to venture outside of the solar system and try to, get information about extraterrestrial life. Do you happen to know anything about the superhero that Zarblech is sort of helping?
Yes, I do believe that the super's name is Enigmatic Static. They are
Static.
the super who is mysterious, unknown, of course, and uses electric shock. Now, it's not quite Thor's lightning. It's not quite whatever this is, but it is enigmatic and it is static. But not like stationary static. I'm talking static.
Yeah, no, of course, I completely understand. Zarblech, what drew you to the enigmatic static in the first place? How did you become best friends? I'd love to hear a great story between the two of you.
Well, my time-traveling vessel was spiraling out of control, and I was attempting to enter into a low Earth orbit in order to try and harvest enough solar power to be able to escape, except when I realized that Earth's yellow sun is incompatible with our solar voltage panels, static voltage was the only thing that I could use, except, of course, I didn't have access to any because, tragically, I'm covered in moisture all the time, and I can't build up a shock myself.
That's heavy.
Enigmatic static came along and gave me just enough power so that I could make a landing on Earth. Unfortunately, we can never touch, because if we do, then it will cause enough of a electric current around my body that it would put both of us at risk. So instead, we must remain friends from afar.
Zarblech, that's honestly the most moving thing I've heard all day, and honestly, I've heard a lot of top secret shit today. So that's incredible. I didn't realize that you had such a close connection with the enigmatic static.
You might say that we're a closed circuit.
You might say that. I don't think I might. Who knows? Zarblech, I thank you so much for being here as well. I'm really excited to get you into the dome. I will warn you in advance that there's a lot of electrical equipment in the dome, so just be careful.
Oh, it's quite all right. I make sure that I stay in my own little chair, which I've lined with plastic, so that I don't ruin it.
Okay, good. That's really good. Do you slide off your chair? Never mind. You know what? Like later. This is very good. Zarblech, can you tell me a little bit about Sammy here, who has managed to stay under the radar, or rather managed to sneak into a position as the best friend of another superhero, another member of the Fantabulous Four. Can you tell me a little bit about, I know you have some experience with Sammy's super.
Well, according to my star log, in 49674.4, I witnessed first Sammy delivering a motivational speech to Shrinking Violet, who is honestly somebody who I've looked up to since I've arrived. Shrinking Violet has powers of altering her math and her size so that she can get really, really small, but also so that she can get really, really light if she wants to.
That's I can see how that would come in.
But she's
very
terribly
handy in a lot of-
shy.
Oh well, that's the downside, right? If you have the ability to become small, perhaps sometimes that's all you want to do. Hide from the world. I get it. I have been known to be quite shy myself, but today is not about me. Don't let anyone make you think that this is about me. Sammy Bodkin, great name, by the way. I really hope that Bodkin is a family name you've had for a long time.
Yeah, as long as my family's been around, that's my name.
Sammy, what on earth, not what on earth made you want to apply to work for the Shrinking Violet, but more specifically, how did you two become close? I hear that you're best friends forever.
Well, first of all, let me just say thank you very much for that question. Excellent question. And let me answer it in a few different parts. So, when I was looking for, I am, of course, known as somebody who's great with technology. And I was looking for job opportunities. Believe it or not, I was actually looking in the phone book. And I did I say that I'm very happy to be here, by the way. Thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you all. I'm so glad that this is working out. But yeah, so I was looking in the phone book because online searches were a little bit scattershot. And as I was looking in the phone book, I found Shrinking Violet in the phone book. Literally, she was there on the page. She was she was in between the pages. I had opened it up. She had been trapped there for some time. And once I had freed her from the confines of the phone book, those things are quite heavy, as you well know. She told me about her her occupation, and I thought, well, this just seems like a great opportunity. I told her how fantastic I am with technology, and she bought it. I mean, she agreed, and she, we've been friends ever since. I've been helping her get out of tight spots, and yeah, she's quite light. So I try to have a light touch with her, keep things fun. But yeah, just trying to be as helpful as I possibly can.
Hey, that's really sweet. Actually, I can. You know what? Now that I have a eidetic memory of these sorts of superhero things, and it's coming back to me. It's not a very good eidetic memory, but that's my cross to bear, so to speak. I remember actually the Shrinking Violet went missing for weeks, and we assumed it was the work of Professor what was it? It was Carbuncle? It was Carbuncle, yeah. Professor Carbuncle managed to, I guess, trap her in a phone book. Notoriously hard to tear or lift, but with many pages.
Yes, and notoriously rare these days. There's very few of them left. So she didn't see it coming.
Okay. No, I wouldn't either. That's also a really wonderful story. I'm glad that you two have a relationship that's built on mutual respect, and not just on desire to repay someone for a life debt. Nothing like that. That's good.
Nothing at all like that. No. She was just impressed by my resume.
Okay. Yeah. Great. And your ability to save her life, I assume.
Sure.
Okay. Well, Sammy, thank you. We're gonna come right back around now. I'm not gonna say the most excited because obviously the Fantabulous Four are all equally fantabulous, hence the name. They're not called the Fantabulous Hierarchy, but I'm honestly the most excited to hear a little bit about Brian's superhero best friend, presumably who you put a band-aid on in the park. But can you tell me a little bit about Brian's super, Sammy?
Well, I mean, who doesn't know about Brian's best friend? Everybody is familiar with Flaminguy. Flaminguy is a fashion icon, owner of the largest fashion conglomerate in the world. Yeah, and so Flaminguy was actually raised by flamingos, and Flaminguy is able to balance on anything larger than a grain of rice. So can balance on one foot, on the tiniest precipice, the tiniest little crack in a wall. Flamingai also can dazzle his foes with a feathery display.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has a gun. Actually, he
Wow,
has
okay.
he has it's a handgun, and that's he doesn't keep many bullets on him, but he has 8 in the chamber.
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know what? The reason I was so excited to hear about Flamingai is, of course, he's sort of the John Bon Jovi of the group, right? He's sort of the rock star.
Yes, exactly.
And again, I mean no offense to anyone else's supers, of course. It's just
He's really flashy.
it's Flamingai. Brian, do you want to tell me how is it?
I love that guy.
How did you come across? How did you meet someone so excellent? So, yeah.
I tell him he's excellent every day.
That's good, Brian. I'm really happy to hear that.
I love him a lot. So
Okay.
the thing about Flamingai that I think a lot of people don't realize is he got his amazing balancing powers when he was really, really, really young.
Sure.
Because he was raised by flamingos. So he was in the park one day, just balancing on something. It was a grain of sand, large grain of sand. And I was in the park because instead of having a lemonade stand as a kid, I had a diagnosis stand. So basically people could come to me and I would tell them what was ailing them. Oh, you fell off your bike. You scraped your knee. Oh, you fell out a tree. You broke your arm. I was pretty good at diagnosing.
Sort of a Lucy from Charlie Brown situation.
Absolutely, but with medical conditions.
Yeah.
So what happened was he was balancing there and there were some hooligans playing in the park and he got hit in the face with a Frisbee.
Oh no.
I know.
Well, you can't stand on a Frisbee.
Absolutely
I mean, you
not.
can't. He can, but like. You know
It
what I mean.
toppled him right over.
Oh, jeez.
So I made sure to run right over there. I had a pterodactyl bandage handy,
Nice.
put it right on his forehead, and he said he felt better. And I think he was mostly telling the truth.
That's really sweet.
We've been best buds ever since.
You've been best buds ever since.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I've seen you on the red carpet as well. Well, now, of course, they're all pink carpets, as we know, in honor
Absolutely.
of Flamingai. And I'm, yeah. Do you get your fashion sense from Flamingai?
He actually insists on dressing me every day.
Oh, wow. Okay. Like,
He puts my clothes out on the bed
oh, he doesn't dress you physically.
on my bunk.
Oh, and because you have bunk beds.
Yeah, we share bunk beds. So
Incredible.
he puts out what I will wear the next day on my bunk bed. We have a little getting ready ritual. He has a YouTube channel, so it's like get ready with Flamingai, and sometimes I pop in too. He's a great guy.
That's really, really fantabulous. I love the Fantabulous Four naturally, and they are Earth's first and last line of defense. Given that most of the sort of militaries around the world have been disbanded, given the Fantabulous Four's incredible powers. And I can tell immediately, just from hearing some of you speak about each other's supers, that there is a lot of respect in the room. Quick OOC moment. I've assigned people to respect other supers based on what you said, but we're gonna do beefs. Your super has beef with another person, so it'll be someone else, and you guys get to choose who that is in just a moment. Where am I here? Yeah, the enigmatic static clearly looks up to the shrinking violet. I can hear it in your voice, Sarblech, like that he looks up to someone who is able to really get close to people, you know, and I think that's very sweet, honestly.
Shrinking Violet is somebody who can get close to anyone. You won't even necessarily know, and she could even stand on you, and because she can reduce her mass, you don't even necessarily mind.
Wow.
Enigmatic Static doesn't have the ability to get too close to people without potentially giving them lethal doses of electricity.
Oh, jeez.
So, unless they're well grounded, which is why we still have a sponsorship from Nike in the works.
Oh, it's in the works. That's really exciting. You
Yeah.
might actually speak to Verily to see if there's any connections or maybe even Flamingai could hook you up with the brand potentially. I'm not sure. We'll talk about it. That's very good though. It's really exciting. Now, unfortunately, Zarblek, I know that things aren't always peachy keen in the Fantabulous Four, and I know there's a bit of friction between the enigmatic static. Sorry, I'm going to say electrostatic a whole bunch. I know there's a bit of tension between the enigmatic static and one of the other members of the team.
That's very true. Flamingi likes to beat up enigmatic static a bunch.
Oh.
He keeps saying that it's because of it's like a joke or like an initiation or like a ritual, but I just wonder whether it's because Flamingi doesn't understand that enigmatic static must maintain their mysterious facade. Without the facade, there's no enigma.
Oh, and then what would he be? Just the static?
Which is why I have a lot of difficulty looking up to Flamingi. Honestly, somebody with a YouTube channel doesn't know what it's like to be hidden from the rest of the world. Because you're a time-traveling alien.
Go ahead, sir. Well, exactly. Everyone here has top secret clearance, so you don't have to worry about us. Of course, naturally, the best friends of the Fantabulous Four have all the clearance you could hope for, as you know. But I have to say, it's really inspiring to see someone step into the limelight who wants to keep their identity such a secret. Do you want fame, Zarblack? Do you want to be known in this world?
I don't need to be known. I just need to be loved.
Oh, Zarblack. I'm sorry. I'm well, you'll meet some other people in the dome shortly, and I think unfortunately they're incapable of love. But I'm sure we can hook you up with somebody or something. You'll have to tell me what your sort of species preferences are. I'm sorry, Zarblack.
Sorry, I need to lubricate my gills.
Oh jeez. Oh boy. Okay, that's. All right. Well, while Zarblack is lubricating here, Shrinking Violet, I know that. Sorry, Shrinking Violet. I'm sorry, Sammy. I'm just so impressed by the Shrinking Violet. I know that the Shrinking Violet looks up to Silver Bullet. You know, someone who can be powerful and strong and fast. All of the things that she doesn't need to be, but perhaps would like to be somewhere deep inside. But I also...
That's right, actually. Yeah, well, a while back, Silver Bullet had a bit of a flea issue, and Shrinking Violet was able to go directly, through his fur and eliminated each flea one by one. It was really impressive. It took a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. That was like a several month-long quest. But we got through it. We got all those fleas, and Silver Bullet and yeah, they've been, and the Shrinking Violet have been friends, best of friends ever since.
Okay, that's really sweet, actually. I quite like that. It's good to hear, because you don't hear too often about, like, sort of, would I say interspecies? Yeah, you don't hear too often about, like, sort of interspecies cooperation in the way that the Fantabulous Four have embraced it. You know, a human with superpowers, another human with different superpowers, a werewolf, and a flamingo person. Flamingi does have some flamingo DNA, right?
He does have some feathers that naturally erupt from his skin, yes.
Naturally erupt. That is.
But honestly,
horrible.
it just makes his fashion look even better.
Of course it does. I mean, I'm over the moon every time I see him on the pink carpet. Sammy, I don't like to kiss and tell, as it were, but if you could give us a little scoop. The Shrinking Violet does have a little bit of beef, a little je ne sais quoi, a little fight on with one of the other members of the team. Is that right?
Yes, in fact. So a while back, I believe it was, it was the Enigmatic Static already has a beef, so I think it was Flamingi, I believe.
Enigmatic Static has a beef with Flamingi.
Yeah.
But no one has a beef with
has a
him.
beef with Flamingi?
So everyone's going to have like one arrow this, like one arrow that way and one arrow that way. So you have a
Yeah.
beef with
choose
someone and someone
enigmatic
has a beef with you.
I gotcha. So,
It can be
okay.
enigmatic
So I have a
static.
beef with Enigmatic Static.
Yeah.
So the thing with Enigmatic Static, and well, mind you, it's not so much with me and Enigmatic Static. It really is between Shrinking Violet and Enigmatic Static.
Of course.
Static electricity is a hazard. I'll tell you. in fact, in Shrinking Violet's headquarters, she doesn't have any carpets anywhere because she's afraid if I'm wearing socks, I'm walking on the carpets, I could very easily shock her. She just has an issue with static shocks, any form of electricity, kind of, these things. It really affects her. And she told this to Enigmatic Static once, and Enigmatic Static just kind of brushed her off.
Wow.
And in the process of brushing her off, actually shocked her a little bit because he had been, exactly, literally.
That's really heavy.
Yeah, and so she's been holding the grudge ever since. And, I've tried to talk to her about it, maybe arrange some kind of, meeting. So I'm actually really happy that they're teaming up for the first time since that incident. But I'll tell you, I just really hope that sparks don't fly.
I hope that they do in defense of the planet, but I do know what you mean. It's sort of more of a metaphor. Zarblack, how does it feel to know that your super looks up to someone who is concerned about them?
We feel so surprised. Enigmatic Static looks up to Shrinking Violet more than anyone else in the Fantabula 4.
Well, looks down, I'm sure, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Whoa. Let's cool it. I think we're gonna have some big personalities.
I get very emotional about this. I know. Also, I can't help. I can't.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I do feel very motivated though, to continue on and interview other people. So thank you for that, Sammy, because I feel like that's
Sammy Bodkin's motivating me to be sad.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, don't you worry, Zarblack. We've got all the moisture you could ever want. I've got a dew machine. It'll yeah. You can step into it and it just mists you like a plant. Zarblack. I'm really sorry about what you guys are gonna have to deal with today, but we'll get to that when we get there. I'm coming back around to Verily, Ms. Vigor, if I may. Obviously, we've heard a little bit about how the Shrinking Violet looks up to the Silver Bullet and how how Silver Bullet looks up to Flamingi. Do you want to tell me a little bit about some inter-team tension?
Sorry, did you say that Silver Bullet looks up to Flamingi? I don't think I had caught that fact.
That's what I wrote.
It was news.
That was news,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
News,
Because it was the only one left. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
My bad. Why don't you tell me a little bit about? Oh, I haven't. Oh my God! I just wrote them out. That's what's going on here, folks. Silver Bullet. Obviously, I think we spoke a little bit about how it's hard to keep Silver Bullet in clothes, and I don't mean that. I don't mean to be saucy, but I am going to be a little saucy here. It's hard to keep the Silver Bullet in clothes, and therefore someone with such fashion sense as Flamingi must engender a lot of respect.
Absolutely. He very much appreciates an artist who is capable of meeting his super needs. And of course that doesn't come at a small price, so that's where I come in. But Flamingi has figured out a few articles of clothing which managed to stay on despite the transformations, which is great for the children that may be in attendance at certain difficult scenarios where the Silver Bullet has to blast in and take care of things. So their innocent eyes are protected from the entire power and fury that is the Silver Bullet. So that keeps everything family friendly.
No, that's right. I remember there was a lot of hoopla when Flamingi came out with his line of supportive superhero garments, which sort of support the superhero much as you all do in their times of need, specifically when they are mostly nude, which is fantastic. Dolphins don't have gills. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a lot coming in on the feeds right now. You'll have to excuse me.
Of course.
However, Ms. Vigor, it wouldn't be a superhero team if there wasn't a little bit of conflict. Do you want to tell me if the Silver Bullet doesn't like one of the other members of the team?
Sorry, just tracing some arrows here.
I think it has to be
I don't-
Shrinking Violet. I think that's
Yeah,
the
I
only one left.
think there's no hate for Shrieking Violet at the moment. So, you see, as much as Shrinking Violet was able to help with the flea situation, as much as they spent a lot of time together because it took her so long to take care of the flea situation, her tiny voice is very grating to his lupine ears.
Of course. Of course.
And she thinks that they're really good friends, and she likes to hang out, come around uninvited, decide that they should team up because she can just ride in his fur and disappear, and that just gets her all the closer to his poor ears. So he really would rather not be close to her ever. But he's trying to be nice about it, you see? Are you okay, John?
Sorry, Black, do you wanna jump in here? You good?
No.
You alright? Okay.
Silver bullet with all the powers of Miller Lite, but half the calories.
So good. You know what? Those ads were popular as hell when they came out, so you're welcome. Okay. Sammy, I'm really sorry to hear that the respect that the Shrinking Violet has for the Silver Bullet is not returned. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm coming back around to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, did you say you were Brian the medic? Is that what you just?
Yeah, Brian the medic.
So do you like work as a paramedic or a doctor or anything, or is it just sort of more of a hobby, healing people?
I'm more of like I'm on call, just for the average Joe.
I'm just gonna write unemployed here if that's okay with you.
You must.
I must. There is a line. I have to write unemployed. I've written motivational speaker, money, and alien for professions. So I hope that's is that appropriate? Is that okay?
Yes.
I am so interested, Zarbleck, to know how you hitting shit together is gonna help Electro. Enigmatic static. I'm gonna do it every time. Okay, it doesn't matter. Brian.
Yeah.
Obviously, Flamingai famously has always looked up to the enigmatic static.
Very much.
Do you think I don't want to lead the witness. Does it have something to do with their mysterious persona?
I mean, honestly, yes. Flamingai is present online. Flamingai is the head of a huge fashion conglomerate, and enigmatic static is so famous yet not famous.
Wow.
So obviously we need him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Flamingai needs him to wear his clothes.
Right.
Right?
Oh.
Think of the coup.
Of the what? Think of
The coup.
coup.
The coup. A fashion coup.
A fashion coup. Like a takeover of
It would be a coup.
Oh, I see.
Like
Oh,
whoa.
more of an explanation.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
an exclamatory statement. So if there could be photos on the pink carpet of enigmatic static, not only with their enigmatic static, but wearing Flamingai, I mean, that would just be
Sammy,
would just be a whole barrel of dogs.
Sammy, has your dog been briefed?
No. Do you have an NDA she could sign?
Yeah, actually, we have one. I think if you just get the paw and the ink, that should probably do it. I wouldn't want to.
Okay.
Wouldn't want to have to do
Yeah.
anything if the dog heard something that they weren't supposed to in a high-pitched whistle. You understand what I'm
If
saying?
it helps, she's not a very good listener, so she probably hasn't absorbed any of this.
Okay, good. That is good to hear. Brian,
Yeah.
you seem like a really pleasant guy. And we all know Flamingai is the best of us. No offense to the other supers and UBFFs around the table. But Flamingai, well, has some long-standing history, shall we say, with the Silver Bullet. Is that fair to say?
History. Let's just say there was one unfortunate misstep at the beginning of their professional relationship. So Flamingai, for the record, is very happy to be outfitting Silver Bullet in outfits that are so malleable to their as they
transformative.
as
Sure,
they
sure.
change shape. Unfortunately, it wasn't always this way, and Flamingai had created a very expensive prototype, which Silver Bullet begged to wear. Unfortunately, the timing of this was less than stellar because it was on the full moon. The prototype was ripped apart, and that was the only version of it, and we've been trying to replicate it ever since.
Okay. Do you assist Flamingai with fashion?
I dabble.
You dabble. Okay, cool. So dabbles in fashion. I'm just gonna make a note here.
Yeah.
Really cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for introducing yourselves, everybody. I'm really excited to know that we have some very important, best friends on the team that are going to assist us today. I know you all assist your supers in different ways, but I'm going to have to ask you all to put aside any differences you may have with each other, any romantic entanglements, whatever you have with each other. Just put them aside today because we have a situation. I'd like to invite you all to the dome. The dome is a large glass dome. It's filled with computers and technology. There's a small shower-like unit on the side, which just says Mr. In big letters. That's all it says. And I will.
I like to be inside Mister.
Okay, Zarblack, let me just brief you first, and then you can hop on inside that Mr. anytime you want. Oh boy, I'm really excited because we have a very brainy team today. We have a few people with a lot of experience with, physiology, with mechanics. We have someone who is very financially able as well, just in case we run into something that, we're going to have to buy our way out of. But there's the face of the UBFFs. There always is, and there always will be. Sammy, I'm just going to let you know that if there's any liaising that we have to do with the public, that's going to be on you, okay?
Yeah, of course. I'm totally the best person for that position. Absolutely. I have actually a lot of experience liaising.
Okay.
I majored in liaising, as a matter of fact. Yes.
Where did you major in liaising at?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Where did you major in liaising?
It's really great to be here with you all. I'm just so happy to be here. Yeah. Hey, what's going on here? What's with that weird shower looking
All
thing?
right. That's enough shilly-shallying. Okay, enough dilly-dallying here, folks. Are you all right, Zarblack? Everything's okay? You've got enough moisture for this?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
We've
sufficient.
Oh, good. I'm just making sure we're all on the same page. We've assembled the Fantabulous Four today to deal with a threat from beyond the stars. Now, Zarblack, this may be hard to hear. We've been tracking an incoming extraterrestrial threat for a few weeks now. We were hoping that they would be heading past us to Alpha Centauri. Sorry, that's the part I didn't want you to have to hear. Sorry. But it turns out, lucky day for you, unlucky day for Earth. We have an extraterrestrial threat, and they are incoming at about 3 million miles an hour. It's very fast and very scary. By the time I finish this sentence, they will be several million miles closer to Earth. So I should probably stop dilly-dally. What's wrong, Zarblack? Tell me what's wrong.
I just feel responsible.
Why do you feel responsible? This has nothing to do with you.
Singling me out when you're talking about aliens.
You're an alien.
You're all aliens to me.
That is true, you know what? And that's something important for us all to remember, okay? Because it's important for us all to know that everybody is unique. All right, PSA over. The incoming extraterrestrial threat will be here shortly. We've assembled the Fantabulous Four. They will be taking the fight to them in the city of Montreal, Quebec. Now, I have no idea why the aliens have decided to land there. Perhaps it's just, how that's happened to turn out in terms of their geography. Maybe they prefer the cold. Oh, yeah, wow, that's delicious. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, and you must, because of the NDAs you all signed, your mission will be to assist the Fantabulous Four, not let any of their interpersonal dramas get between them, and defeat the extraterrestrial menace. Now, I'm going to introduce you to someone who will be here to liaise with you throughout the day, and then I'll let you all go about your business for a moment. I'd like to introduce you to Robotha. Robotha is the Robotic Informations Technology Helper Associate Assistant. That's with 2 A's at the end. Don't know why they didn't go with either assistant or associate, but what are you going to do? Robotha will be here shortly and can take any questions that you have. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go and cry into my pillow because we're definitely not going to survive this. Okay, see you later. And the 4 of you are left alone in the dome. There's every instance of cutting-edge technology here that you could ever want. And there are screens that are both from the perspective of each super and helmet cams of the super, so you can see them at all times. There's audio feeds. There's any sort of readouts that you might want. Does anybody want to like reach out to their super and talk to them before we jump in and see what the threat is?
I hop on the closest computer and sell all of my stocks.
Okay. Do you want to talk me through that?
Well, if we're all going to die,
That's insider trading.
can't charge me if there's no one left to charge me.
Zarblack, I hate to say it, but here on Earth, that is technically true. If there's no one left, the law does not exist outside of humanity. Whoa.
And we're going to need a lot of funds for this endeavor, you know?
You don't have people coming from the past or the future to come and arrest you?
No.
Well, not yet, but that's a story for another day, unfortunately. I'm going to have to... a tin can, a literal human size, so it's about 6.5 feet tall, tin can with legs and very stubby arms kind of waddles into the room. This is Robotha. It's imprinted on its chest. And Robotha is sort of head spins all the way around 360 degrees, taking in the whole space. Hello, my name is Robotha, and I will be here to assist you with anything you may need today. Is there anything you require assistance with as of this time? I see you're trying to sell all your stocks. Do you need assistance with this?
No, thank you.
Understood. Robotha is used to people not respecting it.
It's not a lack of respect. It's simply that this is my particular area of expertise, so perhaps it is you who disrespects me.
Robotha is not programmed to disrespect, and therefore is confused. And it kind of briefly like topples a little bit. This seems to be the least state-of-the-art thing here, but I mean, the AI seems pretty advanced, so we're not 100% sure what's going on in Robotha's head.
She just looks at it, toppled
Robotha,
over.
Yes, Sammy.
Robotha, you're still functioning? Everything's good?
Everything is fine here with me, Robotha.
Great. Listen, Robotha, I was wondering about that weird shower-looking device over there. There's something about it. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. I think the fact that it has a name, Mr., I believe.
That's right. If you prefer
you know anything about that?
Yes, of course. I know everything about everything on planet Earth, and in the solar system, and in the galaxy,
Sammy, I
and
need
in the solar
that.
system. Well, exactly. This Mister was created specifically for. I was just rebooting. Excuse me.
Even the robot doesn't remember my
understand that.
name.
It mists. It mists. I get it. It's not what's the word? I get it. It mists.
It's
Yes,
a
It's not a
Mister.
title. It mists.
Robot.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not an honorific. Thank you. Great. I didn't need to Google that. Thank you.
This it's quite all right. This Mister has the ability to spray you with a fine sheen of any liquid you desire. Water, milk, acid, vinegar, anything you desire. Perhaps a liquefied version of me, Robotha. Whatever you desire. Zarblek, would you care to sample our wares here at The Mister?
Yes, I want to be misted in printer toner.
Coming right up. Good thing we have a lot of money from those stock sales. Haha. Haha. Printer ink, it's still expensive, even in 2022. The door swings open. Inside is a small shower cubicle with what seem to be pressure washers on each side.
This
and
is
including
awfully
the inside.
dramatic music for me taking a shower.
You don't know what's going to happen to you if you get in there. Perhaps it is dramatic.
I mean, okay, Zarblek gets in the shower.
Zarblek, as the door closes, you can hear Robotha's voice in your ears, and it's suddenly a very sultry, smooth voice. Hi, this is Robotha in your head. I have a different sound because of the neural link implanted in you, Zarblek. Just lay back and relax. You're about to get bathed in toner ink.
Oh.
sorry, thick, goopy jets of toner ink. I'm sorry.
Well, that's our terms of service.
That's it. Oh god. No. What? Look, I'm just using adjectives. You are covered from head to toe in black, cyan, and the other two colors.
Magenta and yellow.
Magenta and yellow. Thank you very much. You are covered in head to toe. You are glowing like an oil slick, sort of a rainbow sheen on you. You feel moisturized to the max.
I'm finally pretty.
Zarblack, I'm so happy you think so. Maybe when this is all over, you can show me a couple of things inside your spaceship.
I do combine gadgets really well.
The door swings back open and you're greeted by Robotha's face. It's upside down because it's rotated all the way around. Hi again, Zarblack. Wasn't that invigorating?
I'm going to show everyone my new look. And Zarblack just bounds out of the shower and struts over towards the, I don't know if there's a boardroom table in the dome or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a central command table in the center, which is a holographic table with a projection currently of the city of Montreal.
Making sure, of course, to absorb all the moisture into the skin so as not to get ink everywhere on everybody.
Oh, that's very kind of you. If there is a a small sheen on your feet, you basically slide over to the table. Yay!
Cheer.
I mean, you sure look like a million bucks, Zarblack.
Wow.
Yeah, that amount of printer toner totally does cost $1 million. Yeah.
It's almost enough to make me forget
Jeez.
that Flamingi sucks.
I was just about to say that your look reminds me a lot of a very prestigious suit Flamingi is in the process of creating, which we were hoping you could present to the enigmatic stack.
Brian, Zarblack, I'm going to have to make sure that you know that fighting is not allowed in the dome.
I'm not fighting, I'm pitching.
Get wrecked, Robotha.
What did you say to me, you little alien shit? Robotha strides over to you.
The only thing Flamingi cares about is fame, not saving the world or the universe or aliens.
Well, I'll have you know that Flamingi is so good, he can multitask. He can save the world and be famous as fuck. I mean, fudge.
And be an asshole.
That was really hurtful, considering he wants to collab with you. I mean, enigmatic static.
Robotha's head is spinning back and forth like a little tennis match. I'm going to have to ask all of you BFFs to knock it the heck off! Pew! Little confetti light comes out of the chest. We've got an incoming call. It would appear the extraterrestrial threat is making its way towards the city of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The call is coming in. You hear a ringing sound in your head. Do I want to do this? Yes. Zarblack, actually. You hear a ringing sound inside your head. Hey again, Zarblack. It's me, Robotha, in your head. You've got an incoming. I'm so sorry. You've got an incoming call from your super. The fucking shit. Enigmatic static. Do you want to accept?
I gotta. We don't single out French Canada in this channel, Turtle. Sorry. I recognize it. I know that you mean nothing by it. We don't do that. We live here. It's our home. Let's not do that.
Cool. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. The call is there's like a little like beep, 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 beep in your head. Would you like to accept the call from your super?
Okay. I don't know
You
what the
hear
fuck's happening.
a large buzzing sound comes through your mind, and on the screens around you, everyone, fucking goddamn,
Enigmatic static.
every time
Yeah, don't
the
worry.
enigmatic static's face is revealed. Now, obviously, this face is masked, right? This is a mystery person. But you all recognize the lightning bolt symbols on the sides of the mask. You know who this is. And they're standing there kind of posing. Hey, everyone. Now you're going to have to listen up real good, okay? We've got this extraterrestrial threat coming in hot, and I mean hot. Zarblek, are you reading me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, buddy. I'm going to need you to do anything you can here. We've got a really unexpected situation. Zarblek, are you alone right now, or are the others there?
The others are here right now.
Okay. Is that you, are you hacking?
Don't judge me.
Okay, I'm not judging. No one's judging. Okay, well, they're gonna have to hear this too, Zarblek. I'm really sorry in advance, because I know it's sort of a thing between, look, I don't have time to discuss our relationship right now, but Zarblek, the aliens,
Yeah.
they're really attractive. I don't know what to tell you. They're all strange insectoid creatures, but they have bodies like you wouldn't believe. I don't think I can fight these people. What am I supposed to do? They look at me, and all I want to do is just marry them and buy them a houseboat. What do I do, Zarblek?
We're going to come up with a plan of action, and we'll be right back, Enigmatic Static. I promise. Just don't do anything rash. Don't get married.
Okay, all right, Zarblek. Well, I can't promise anything. Their powers are really and the feed is cut off, and it goes to a static. Haha. As you are presented with your first concern.
Oh no, I'm going to lose him.
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
how many houseboats does he need? If that's all they need, I mean, we can find houseboats. How many aliens are there? I can cut a check.
Robotha turns around very rapidly. There are approximately 6 million extraterrestrials poised over the city of Montreal as we speak. Their intentions are currently unknown, but from Enigmatic Static's directive, it would appear that they hope to interbreed or perhaps romance people from this planet.
I mean, maybe we should talk to them, you guys. I mean, maybe we can convince them to leave us alone or to state their intentions. If they knew how much they were freaking us out, then maybe, maybe they might just be a bit more forthcoming with their intentions with us.
Sammy.
Zarblek, I'm going to let everyone pitch their ideas to you here, but the final decision will rest with you. You can choose 2, including yourself, of these BFFs, these unassuming best friends, to try to assist Enigmatic Static with the fact that these aliens are very attractive. But I'll let people pitch if they have things to pitch. Well, a couple people have already. How many houseboats do they need? And let's talk to them. Are the plans so far?
I'm pretty sure I could whip up some kind of injection that would make the aliens look like pieces of poo with legs. They wouldn't look so attractive at that point.
And you want to inject Enigmatic Static?
Well, sure.
Okay. Okay.
You want to make Enigmatic Static goo with legs?
No, I want to make him see the aliens as looking like they're poos with legs.
But
Then he wouldn't be so attracted to them.
would he see
would
the
be
rest of us
temporary.
as poo with legs?
He would, for a time, but it would be so worth it.
Oh. Oh.
Look, do you want it back or not?
I mean,
God.
600 million paper bags aren't very expensive. Just put paper bags on all of their heads.
I'm wondering though.
What about... I was just going to say, what about if we get all these aliens on dating apps? They'll see how trash we truly are as a species. I mean, they'll see that we're undateable, really.
I'm not certain that Enigmatic Static is as vapid as to only care about somebody's looks. I hope not.
He
Because-
literally just said he was compelled by their bodies.
Robotha replays the part of the message where he's like, they're so hot, man, they're so hot, and then it just cuts to static again.
So you're saying that enigmatic static won't like anyone with a paper bag over their head?
Are you okay?
He's trying to find a paper
Just
bag.
making a note
Sorry.
for the future
Okay.
about bags not working.
Okay. Sorry, there's just such urgency in your motion. I thought perhaps
Zarblek
something
is a very
terrible was
urgent
occurring.
person.
Something terrible is occurring. Aliens are taking over, and they're going to marry enigmatic static.
Not if they look like poo.
The hologram reveals indeed uncountable numbers of aliens suspended above the city of Montreal. They are indeed insectoid. I wonder whether you all find them attractive in the same way that the enigmatic static does, but they're all currently dropping roses very slowly onto the city. It's weirdly romantic.
Sammy, if we convince them all to sign up to a dating app, does that mean that we're dooming humanity?
Only if they swipe right. I mean, you know, it really will depend on each individual alien and their, you know, whether or not they match with humanity. You know, it has to be a match.
Do we need to pay like a
And
lot
then if
of
there's mutual
models?
interest.
Do we need to pay like a lot of models to make fake accounts for us? I don't know whether there are 6 million hot people on dating apps in Montreal.
I can
Well,
confirm.
that's the thing. I think we might be able to turn a bunch of them away by
Okay,
seeing either some of them might not be to their liking physically, but also many of them might just be like chuds. You know, they might just be they might be undateable. They might be people who the aliens would not be interested in dating. I mean, have you been on these dating apps recently? It's awful. It's
You
awful.
watch your mouth
I know
there,
from-
partner. Both of my parents were chuds, says Robotha from the corner.
Do they even have cell phones or devices which can have dating apps? Do we need to be supplying these phones so that they can swipe left or right?
So
I can confirm that the aliens have the ability to interact with most human technology. That is about all I can confirm about them. Perhaps we'll receive a message from them at a later time. Hopefully, some sort of ransom note.
I'm going to have to make a decision, aren't I?
Zarblek, if you do not make a decision shortly, perhaps the enigmatic static will be taken out of action, romantically speaking. And I don't think any of us would want to see that.
As see that happens, like the camera just keeps zooming in on Sarblak's face.
The screens also start changing to images of the the enigmatic static, like romancing the strange insectoid mantis-like
He's got
creature.
like a rose in his teeth.
Yeah, he's like holding its hand. They're like walking on the beach, like claw in hand. You know.
Clearly, there's only one solution: money and Tinder.
Excellent.
That's
Vivi,
how my chud parents met.
Sounds like
Vivi, Sammy, I don't think I can help enigmatic static today. It's up to you.
Don't worry, Zarblek. I still think you're very attractive.
Ew.
Is there a problem with that?
You speak in my head while I'm taking showers.
Interesting. I don't think anyone else has heard Robotha speak in their head at this time, so that's a
Ew.
really strange thing. Anyway, I'm just saying,
That means I'm alone.
just for now.
Now. None of us.
Just for now.
We all stink to hell.
Okay, the plan then, if you choose to accept it, in order to aid the enigmatic static with these very romanceable aliens, we're going to need lots of money, and we're going to need Tinder apps and the ability to use them. So what I'm going to need from the two of you, from Sammy and from Verily, are you using your empathy, your brains, or your resources to try to communicate this plan to the aliens?
To communicate it.
Well, no, sorry. Are you trying to use?
Okay.
What are you trying to use to get this plan in motion? Sorry.
Resources.
Yeah, you're using your money. Okay, cool. What about yourself, Sammy?
I gotta say, I'm using my empathy here. I mean, I understand what it's like to be on in the dating sphere. I get it. I'm not sure if these aliens literally have a sphere in which they date, but if that's the case, then you know I can help them as much as I can. You know, I don't mean to brag, but I do have a, you know, I do have a bit of a knack for you know, the art of the seduction. Let me just say, I'm a naturally kind of seductive guy, as you can tell.
I want to know what that speech sounds like.
Ooh. Sammy, I will open a broadcast channel to the aliens very shortly, and you will tell them what the plan is to try to get them to leave. Don't worry, the fate of humanity rests on your sturdy shoulders. Also, I am currently downloading the culture of these aliens and have reached section X, V, I, reality television. I will let you know when I reach romance or dating spheres.
Well,
Great.
your
Okay.
plan involves this dating app.
Yes.
How can I bankroll this?
Well, we'll need to get them premium accounts, I think,
Yes.
so that they can see as many people as possible in the shortest time. Also, super likes. You know, we got to get them some super
Absolutely.
likes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I super like a superhero team.
You see, I do happen
Yeah.
to have. Well, I did have shares in a dating app, but you know, with the time it takes for these sales to process,
But I'm Martha
I should
Stewart
be
in that
able
shit.
to. I should be able to get. I should still have access to my shareholder account, so I should be able to get them some discounts so that we can get everyone on the super upgrade version tier for all of them.
I'm glad that Verily Vigor
Great.
has the power of United States Congressperson. And insider trading is okay for them.
I mean, whatever it takes to save the world. Am I right, ladies? All right. Sammy, the plan
Yeah.
is in motion. You will have access to all of the resources you need. Robotha will be allowing you to broadcast this plan to the aliens. This will test your empathy, so to speak, and then we'll be able to roll to see if this plan is successful. Does that work?
Yeah, I'm totally ready and qualified for this. I've trained for this moment my whole life. Yeah, I'm super on board for this and ready to show off my years of experience.
I am so glad that you're such an honest person, Sammy Bodkin. Here we go, transmission in progress. And then its mouth like opens backwards this way. Rah!
Oh my god.
Out of its mouth, a small screen, which is then mirrored on all of the screens around the room. So, you know, totally unnecessary. It's one of the insectoid creatures. They are appealing somehow. They seem to have small, wispy little mustaches, which are very oddly attractive. But, you know, y'all are not
Oh, they
affected
are.
in the same way. I know, right? Yikes. The insectoid creature reaches up one of its little mantis hooks and just goes, "Ah, hello. You must be one of these fantabulous four loser friends. What is it you need? For us to go away and leave your little planet in peace?"
Well, let me just say thank you very much for talking to me. An excellent question, of course. And I just want to say, first of all, I love your mustache. Wow. Do you wax that?
Indeed, when the claw next comes up, it's covered in like a pomade, and it just goes. Indeed, we do. Excellent work, human. You have impressed me for a time. Now, what is it that you want? Clack, 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 clack.
Listen, so we got this thing on planet Earth. We call them dating apps. Basically, it helps to match you to an individual human that you can then maybe mate with, maybe go on a date with, and ghost later. It's up to you. We just think that that would be the most efficient way to kind of make this work. I think you just coming down here and breeding with everybody, kind of, whole cloth, I think might go a little bit, just not. It'll be a little bit messy, I just want to say. So I think this would be the best way. Are you familiar with swiping either left or right? Do you swipe? Is swiping a thing for you people? No, sorry, not you people. Don't want to offend there. Is swiping something that you're familiar with?
I have swiped species far greater than you from the face of existence in this universe. It chitters like this as it talks to you. Now is the time.
All right, let's circle back to that later. Yeah.
Now is the time. We're going to roll here and see if this plan is successful. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world if it's not. Maybe. So what I will ask is for Sammy to roll a d6. You're going to add 3 to your result. And I'm going to ask Verily to roll a d6 and to add also a 3 to her result. And we're going to see what those come out to.
5.
Well, I rolled a 2, and so plus 3 is 5.
Oh!
Hey!
Skin of your teeth. Or rather, in this case, chitin of your teeth. Whatever.
Meets
Whatever the
exceeds
alien
10.
10. This is a 10. So, as per Guys in Chairs, this is a successful move. The alien creature seems to be conferring with some people off camera. Really strangely, when they communicate, it's only top 40s hits from 1992. That's the only thing that comes out of their mouth. Now, I've obviously written myself into a corner, not knowing a single top 40 hit from 1992.
I'm on it.
But don't worry about it. Don't worry. And I also copyright. We can't play anything on this channel.
I thought you could sing
Glasses.
something for us.
Oh, you use your Google Glass, eh?
Oh.
And I will always love you, etc. So the
Would I lie to you, honey? Fair.
the creature is communicating aside, and then turns back to you. What is your name, human?
Well, my name is Sammy Bodkin. And I'm happy to be here. So happy to be talking with you.
Sammy,
Yeah.
I'm going to swipe right on you first, and then the screen goes dead.
I need to talk to Enigmatic Static.
Okay. Zarblack, I'm really sorry.
Still weird.
I know. Okay, Zarblack, connecting you to your BFF, Enigmatic Static. The Enigmatic Static's masked face with the lightning bolts pops up. He seems rosy somehow. He seems like a little hot under the collar. Oh, hey, Zarblack, what's going on?
Enigmatic Static, we've distracted all of the aliens by making sure that they had access to premium dating app services.
We've done a lot crazier in our day, Zarblack. That's great, man. I'm really happy to hear that.
So you
Thanks.
can go and save the day, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go save the day, and I'm gonna do it for you, pal. Hey, let's do that thing that we do. And he reaches out his finger like this.
We can never touch.
I know.
But
I
the
know.
arc of friendship is still there.
Indeed, something seems to be arcing between the fingertip and the screen. It's obviously static electricity, so just, be careful. Now let's go kick some alien butt and...
Wait, what?
Enigmatic Static blasts off into the sky with a shower of blue and yellow sparks. The line goes dead once more.
God, I hope he doesn't mean me.
I think every other
Oh shoot, yeah.
alien butt.
He'd probably be a little bit better at arranging that sort of thing.
I think there's a lot of people who have
guys,
some serious prejudices against aliens around here.
I am sorry, Zarblack. It is one of the features of humanity. It's a feature, not a bug. What was that, Sammy? Sorry.
So, just speaking of bugs, actually, so these aliens, I just, speaking as somebody who has experience dealing with other people who are a bit duplicitous or not totally forthright with their, qualifications or even just, who they are. These aliens seem to have a lot of mantis-like qualities. I'm just wondering, total shot in the dark, are they going to eat us after they mate with us? Just saying, I just want to put it out there. I don't want to make a big fuss out of this, but I just want to take the temperature of the room on that.
Hey there, Sammy. This is
Oh god.
whatever. Robotha in
in
your
your
head. It's coming through your skull somehow. Just wanted to let you know that you've got 8,362 new notifications on your Tinder. Do you want to open Tinder now on these screens?
Which screens?
These ones.
Oh, the
And
ones in this room.
Your Tinder profile starts to appear.
Wow. You go mountain climbing on the weekends?
Oh wow, you've got a photo with all
Oh,
of your
God.
buddies, and I can't tell which one is which. Which one is you? You all look kind of the same, and you're probably one of these 4 guys. You're probably the least attractive one, aren't you?
Verily, coming in hot with the
Oh.
fire!
Wow, your favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip? Golly gee whiz!
How do I take these down? How do I take these down?
Don't worry, Sammy. I'll take them down for you. All the way down. And then they disappear from the screen. As does the voice from your mind. Where am I going here? So,
Jesus.
verily, a message pings your
Exposed.
verily, a message pings your smartwatch, then the computer in front of you, then a little bing inside your mind, then a little buzz in your pocket, then a little buzz in your other pocket. This is...
Verily's vibrating again.
Hey, Verily, this is Robotha in your head.
Ew.
I know. You've got
I'm
an
gonna
incoming...
stare at Robotha wherever the heck they are in the room. I'm just gonna stare at them.
Robotha is looking at you like this. Like, just completely unmoving, but the voice continues. You've got an incoming call from Silver Bullet. Wow, I'd love to meet the Silver Bullet someday. Maybe we could ride the bullet train together. I don't know.
Bullet train.
Yeah, no, we're not going there. There's some sort of joke to be made. Anyway, would you like to accept this call? Collect?
Yes.
Do you whisper it?
Yes.
It's so good. Okay, I love it. On the screens in front of you is the shape of a transformed beast, about 9 feet tall. There's all sorts of foam dripping from jaws. Jaws all over, no, like the face. Claws out and black and brown mottled fur with a streak of silver down right through the hair and making a perfect
Chin
beard
strap?
as well. No, a beard, a whole beard. No, we all know the chin strap doesn't work, John. We all know this. We've been told.
Unless you have one, in which case you do you.
Yeah, of course, yes, very important. It's an inside joke. Anyway, don't worry about it. The Silver Bullet is in the midst of literally throwing one of the large alien creatures off into the distance. Another one comes in and it manages to bam uppercut, and then it leaps on it and starts kind of like tearing pieces of its sort of armor body off. And then it comes up. Oh, verily good. I'm really glad you're here. Look, we've got a problem, a situation. I can't see. They've somehow managed to block out the sun with their chitinous bodies. What are we gonna do? There's indeed, you can see on the monitor, they've all stopped dropping the roses and they've all congregated to make an impenetrable cloud above the city, but in front of the sun, sort of creating a solar eclipse.
I'm having very strange deja vu about a film that was made by some high school students here in Montreal.
Oh,
What an
interesting.
odd sense of repetition.
Oh boy.
I feel
Oh,
like
that's
the answer
just-
was light. You
Yeah,
had to
that's a
reveal
gr-
the sun. We have to figure out how to reveal the sun, don't we?
Yeah, well, I need to be able to see, and unless you got some sort of ocular implants for me, a vein is like standing out.
I'll check
On
in with our
Silver
tech
Bullet's-
guy. I'll be right back with you.
Okay, don't hurry or anything. Rah! And like
furious.
just charges off into the distance.
It's the cats.
Oh, okay.
they've been fed and sequestered, and now they're angry that they're apart.
So,
yeah.
the aliens appear to be blocking the sun. That's not great, because it makes it hard to see, because there isn't any moon out at the moment to light things. So...
It's true. Earth's yellow sun contains several different electromagnetic properties as opposed to other suns that exist in our particular galaxy.
how do we go about solving this? Because I can not think of a means by which I can purchase sufficient nuclear radiation to create a second sun.
Not to
At
mention,
least
you'd kill
more
us
than
all.
a second. I mean, that would be one solution.
Well, finally, I'd have enough energy
I'll
to
check the market
get home.
prices.
Don't worry, Zarbleck. Your home is your destiny. Don't you worry about it.
I heard you say something about ocular implants to be able to see in the
Yes.
dark. And while it's not necessarily my area of expertise, I have a proposal. If Zarbleck can work on, getting those together, then I can trick Silver Bullet into thinking he can see in the dark. Dark vision is a state of mind. It's all about what you believe.
Okay.
I managed to convince many people over the years that they had certain ailments they didn't actually have for the good of the lemonade stand. I am proposing doing a similar thing here, making him believe he can see in the dark for long enough until Zarbleck over here can ensure that he actually can.
Wow, Flamingai's beef with Silver sure is coming out here.
That's
Whoa!
true.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you think? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds like a plan that somebody who likes Flamingai would come up with. Why are we trying to make him think that he can't do something?
No, I'm trying to make him think he can see in the dark. And with that confidence, plus your ocular implants, he will be able to.
The difference between your lies and my implants is that one of them will work.
Right, so Sammy, do you have thoughts? Do you have feelings? Do you have inspirations?
Of course he has feelings. He's a human. That's all you do. You feel all over the place.
And confirm, that is the number one trait
Sounds
of a human.
expensive. Sounds wildly unnecessary. Empathy 1. I'm gonna play it, damn it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Sounds expensive.
You
What
know,
the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, I'm drawing a blank. I think that they're I'm curious about this chitin that's covering their bodies. I'm curious how strong it is. If it's perhaps brittle, it might be very strong, but brittle. Perhaps we can, I don't. All of the various superheroes that you work with, I don't know what your stance on physical violence is, but I
mean,
think
what
that
else does a
perhaps we
silver
could find a
bullet
way
do
to
but
shatter
penetrate?
Zarbleck's gonna walk over to Robotha and reach forward and rip out one of her eye sockets.
Okay. Yep, that's absolutely doable, especially for someone as versed in technology as yourself. It comes out with a very satisfying popping sound, and in its place is simply a dark cavity.
Another.
Wow! Who turned out the lights? What are you doing, Zarbleck? What are you doing, Zarbleck?
I start disassembling the eye socket and pulling out the actual ocular implant inside. And I'm going to have to mash it into something. So I'm going to pull out my teddy bear that I had with me, which was my only friend on my various voyages. And I'm going to jam the ocular implant into the cassette player that was in its stomach.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, it's a regular sized teddy bear with a cassette player in its stomach that now also has an eye in it.
That's right.
Is that
But
right?
I'm tearing out the cassette player, so
so
now the
you
bear
want-
is just like splayed open and
You don't
So
want
you're
the eye to just slowly rotate.
Yeah.
In the cassette player. Okay.
yeah, basically.
So Brian, you're like a mind medic. You're not like,
Medic.
gonna.
Oh,
like,
I can
heal
also patch
wounds.
people up real good.
I mean, it
What
sounds
needs
like there's
patching up?
some eye technology that might have to go in rather than just like goggles.
I am so ready to help if someone will accept my help.
Well,
Ooh.
that decision isn't up to certain Zarblacks.
I also would have said people.
Brian,
What?
if it's for the good of the planet, we can work together.
How noble of you.
But you have to apologize.
Apologize for what?
Well, Brian, you have insulted Zarblek, and I'm missing an eye. Be right back. It goes into the mister, and the door closes, and you hear a horrible squealing scream, which then turns into an ah sound. I'll leave it there.
So a typical Sunday night.
Correct.
Sammy knows. Sammy would apologize if there was any problem, but there's not.
Okay, so this seems like a waste of
Yeah.
our time and money. You two are going to help out the Silver Bullet before he gets overrun by the darkness, and that's going to be the most efficient use of our resources. All right? Great. Robotha?
Robotha emerges from the mister, and there is a smaller, tiny version of Robotha in its eye socket. Wow, now I can see triple! This is wild! Wow! And it spins towards you. How can I help you?
Please connect us to the Silver Bullet.
Coming right up. I sure love that guy. He is tough and powerful and meaty. And then there's the connection, connection statics into existence again. The Silver Bullet is in the midst of taking on about 3 or 4 of these aliens at once. They all have long sort of staffs with crystals on the end that are shooting various bolts of energy around. They are singeing his fur, and he's just stumbling around. I can't see where they are. What am I supposed to do? Oh, verily, it's you. Good. Verily, give me some good news.
We are going to give you night vision. There's going to be 2 layers of the operation. First, we're going to give you a temporary night vision, thanks to our lovely doctor here. And then we're going to implant some permanent night vision, thanks to our technologist and our doctor here.
Robotha informs you that, in fact, this will be easily accomplished, if possible, because the technology exists to simply airlift this ocular implant out of the dome, deliver it directly to the zone, and implant it into the Fantabulous Fours.
You know, I bet Shrinking Violet would be able to make the neural connections. She could shrink down and plug the wires where they'd have to go.
Yeah, I bet she would. But she's not exactly, on speaking terms with with enigmatic static.
Why can't you get his name right?
Maybe because he's just not memorable. You ever think of that? Maybe he's just, listen, I mean, everyone knows Flamingi. Everybody knows Shrinking Violet. Everybody knows Silver Bullet. Maybe if Enigmatic Static treated other heroes a bit better, other people, people might remember him.
How does it feel to be literally the world's biggest alien hoe?
Well, I would be impressed with that. Clearly, it would be on theme, wouldn't it? We're dealing with a bunch of aliens that want to get down with humanity. So, actually, I'd be okay with that. Thank you very much. You see what I did there? I took your insult and I turned it around back on you.
Wow, I feel motivated.
You do
So I'm
understand
thinking that these
how to
fake
burn
eyes
people. I
appear
do
with an
not.
injection.
Are we the two
Well, hang on,
without
hang on.
one?
Oh, I see. Okay, but yours is a mental trick, right?
Well, yes, but if it's getting airlifted,
No,
then
the
it has
real
to
ones
be
are getting
It
airlifted.
has to be in form of an injection.
My understanding is the plan is that you're planning to
Convince via hypnosis.
trick. Okay, sure. We'll call it what it is.
Encourage.
Sure, encourage with hypnosis the Fantabulous Four that they can see in the dark.
It will allow for a more conducive transplant if the eyes are already expecting to be able to see in the dark.
That's fair. And
So
then,
I just need to convince them that they can.
right, and then they will airlift in the rest.
100%.
Zarblek, you of course used. I imagine you would say you used. Well, what did you use in order to?
I believe I used my brains in order to, jam things together as I do as a.
What a coincidence! I also used my brain.
Well, we'll see how yours goes, but sure. Okay. So again, neither of you are helping your own super. So
4
please roll your d6
total.
Oh, okay. So that's 1 plus 3.
Yeah, I
would be
rolled a
4.
1.
Okay. Sorry, Zarblack.
I rolled a 5 plus 3.
Well, that is still a success.
I didn't do
Yay.
much.
You're
Brian,
welcome, Zarblork.
whoa.
Rude.
Brian, Robotha rolls up to you. All right, I'll get those ocular implants on the way, but it'll take some time. Brian, would you like to convince this raging werewolf that he can indeed see in the dark and apologize to Zarblack while you're at it? I love a good reconciliation.
Zarblek, I'm really sorry. Hey, Silver Bullet.
Who the hell is that?
Look, we've had our differences in the past, but the most important thing that we need to recognize moving forward is that you can see in the dark.
Oh my God, is that little pisser? Brian, the medic?
Shit.
I can't believe it. How dare you try to talk to me?
Look, I just want to say that when you split our prototype suit years ago, you actually left some of your DNA on it. We were able to study it and determine that you do, in fact, have deeply embedded night vision.
You can see the werewolf stop clawing and pawing at his eyes on the screen, and he kind of looks up and he looks around and he sniffs a few times and he's like, yeah, I don't get science, but I think you're right.
That's right.
I think I can kick their asses. The Silver Bullet leaps off the one camera, but of course there's a helmet cam. You see him smash into another one, leap off into the sky. So cool. Silver Bullet leaps into the sky and with a single fist, bam, knocks aside the cloud of aliens that is blocking the sun. All right, we're doing good.
I guess we don't need my stuff anymore. Hooray.
Oh, well, hang on. It's coming.
No, I'm okay with this. I want my teddy bear back.
Unfortunately for you, you've already committed to this, Zarblack.
Fuck.
You're all right with it.
You can take your roll back and fail.
Do you know that Zarblack is an expletive in my native language?
Well, Zarblack.
Ooh.
It's only because it's the first thing Enigmatic Static heard out of my mouth. He thought it was my name.
Oh, no, Zarblack, that's terrible. Activating Teddy Cam. The Teddy, of course, has a camera implanted in it, as well as the ocular thing. It lands in the dusty ground. Sorry, near... I'm so sorry. The basilica is beset with aliens. There's screams and flames. All sorts of things are toppling over. A very tiny woman, about, yay tall, runs up to the teddy bear. It's much larger than her. And she looks at it and she's like, oh, thanks, BFFs. Hey, Sammy, I bet this was you that did this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That was me. I totally did that. Yeah, I just have many abilities, and skills. Yeah.
Oh, great, Sammy. Well, I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna shrink down and use my tiny size to implant them in the other superheroes, and the Fantabulous Four is gonna continue to fight. Whoa! And just ducks as like a razor kind of woo, goes over her head. Wow, that was a close one. Okay. Well, thanks again,
girl.
Sammy. You're the best. And you'd never lie to me, would you, Sammy? Really?
No, never, ever.
She gives you her shy little grin, and she goes tee, and the camera cuts. Robotha rolls up to the four of you, spinning again. I can confirm that now all 4 superheroes have active dark vision implanted. Not that they need it right now, but you never know. Maybe they'll need to go spelunking later. Do you have anything to say, Sammy? I heard you lying earlier.
Listen, just because you're in my head doesn't give you permission to tell everyone when I'm lying or when I'm not. I think
Okay,
it's a private
Sammy.
matter. And besides, I don't lie. Lying is not something that I I do. I maybe embellish, and I want to be of service to the group.
Okay,
Just so you
Sammy,
know.
whatever you say. This is going great, team. Well done. I'm sure no fallout will come of this in the future if we survive.
Speaking of Fallout, I have the market price on nuclear weapons if we do decide that is the final option. It's rather expensive though, so it is going to be the final option financially and, for all of us. Unless this dome is nuke proof. Is it nuke proof?
It is. It
Oh,
is
perfect.
absolutely nuke-proof. Don't worry.
Bye.
This dome is completely impenetrable. Oh no! Well, at least Montreal is an island.
She's purchased them. She hasn't launched them.
Brian, a ringing in your head.
Ah! Hello?
I'll connect you right away, Brian. You don't want to talk to me. I understand. There's the usual greeting of Flamingi.
Hey!
Brian, it's so wonderful to hear from you.
Flamingi!
How are you, Brian?
Never been better, but I'm even better now that I'm talking to you.
Brian, make a note. The blood on my hands goes excellent with my boa.
Oh no! Are you injured?
Not yet, just kicking ass. You hear a blam, blam, blam from like a 357 Magnum. Go.
So his superpower is looking awesome and shooting a gun?
I can also balance on anything.
Anything larger than a grain of rice. It's
That's
true.
right, including my foot, larger than a grain of rice. A vision comes to you all. The television screens all illuminate to form one massive image of Flamingi, slow motion turning towards you. Now, this is an incredibly attractive. You've all met Flamingi before. This up to his elbows in alien blood, but it is stylish. Looks like he's wearing some sort of opera glove. It's incredible.
I share a bunk bed with him.
Now, Brian, we've got a problem, Brian.
Oh no! What?
Well, don't worry. It's something that I'm sure you'll be able to solve easily. While we were distracted here, the aliens initiated a strike team all over the world, and they managed to get some hostages.
Oh no! What do you suggest?
Do you want to know who they are, or are you just all right? These are important hostages, Brian.
I feel like all human life should be considered valuable, but sure, Flamingi, whatever you say.
Well, they gave me the
Typical
option of
Flamingi.
I don't know what you're talking about. Flamingo's great.
Flamingi's a sack of Zarblack.
Okay, so you don't like Shrinking Violet and you don't like Flamingo. Do you like anyone?
No, I like Shrinking Violet.
Why are we
Okay,
Shrinking
sure,
Violet
why don't
doesn't
you tell
like-
me who it is?
Doesn't like enigmatic static.
Well, shit.
Well,
I
you know,
specifically-
Brian, you're right, of course. All human life is precious, but some more precious than others, especially when I know them.
Oh God! I'm having a day of reckoning, folks. Sure, buddy. We can unpack that later.
I'm going to need you to write this down, or Robotha can tell you again. The President of the United States,
Okay.
the head of the United Nations,
Okay.
and Celine Dion
Oh
no!
all tied to a pole
Anything but
poised above the Atlantic Ocean. They're going to drop them in.
no! What do we do, super BFF friends?
Well, I can balance on anything, but I can't balance on the ocean. It's just made up of tiny molecules.
Crap.
Well, I'll leave you in charge of it. Oh, excuse me. Something I need to take care of. Bam! There's a gunshot and an explosion of
Bam.
blood from off screen.
Okay, everyone, this is really urgent stuff. Quick, what are your pitches?
The line goes dead.
What are your pitches? I'm
Well,
having an existential crisis.
I'd like to pitch that maybe Flamingi should sacrifice his life for the other three.
All right, what's everybody else's suggestion? Sammy,
well,
you
you
first.
see. Oh,
Oh, sorry. You too, Verily. You go first, Verily.
now we were talking about the top charting singles of 1992, and we're talking about Celine Dion. So putting those two together, you have "If You Ask Me To," which was number 28 in 1992. So if you asked me to help you, see, I would.
What is this, a bit?
Let her talk,
I would
Zarblack.
finance this operation with my extensive resources. No,
All
you
right.
can go ahead. Sorry, I was just
Maybe you
being
can
useless.
bankroll like a yacht or something that allows us to go
Like a
underneath them.
Titanic.
Yes, that couldn't possibly end poorly.
No, it'll be the greatest ship.
The
Go
Titanic
ahead,
was
Sammy.
famously a ship that crashed on its maiden voyage. Fun tip of the day. And Robotha, sits down in a chair.
Okay.
So, Brian, if I recall, Flamingai actually costumed Celine Dion for "It's All Coming Back to Me Now." Do you remember that that video? That
How
music
could I
video?
forget?
Of course. And if you recall, in that video, Celine Dion's imaginary boyfriend dies in a motorcycle accident, and the pyrotechnics were actually provided by a Flamingai himself, I remember. So would it be possible for Flamingai to access his store of pyrotechnics that he uses for his fashion shows and actually blow a gigantic hole in the White House? I believe that they're being held hostage in the White House. I'm assuming they're held hostage.
They're being
in the White
dangled
House.
over the Atlantic Ocean, but close.
Excuse me. Of course, I followed that perfectly, and I took notes. In fact, yes. So would it be possible to use the pyrotechnics that Flamingai owns in order to blast the ocean beneath them of all life, so that the fish and whales and life will actually float to the surface?
Oh, wow.
And then if they fall onto the dead wildlife, the dead sea life, they will simply float to safety on their bloated corpses.
Brian, rebuttal?
I
Be
have nothing
efficient.
to say to that.
That is a horrifying plan.
I am truly shocked. I hate to say this, but Zarblek, do you have literally any other ideas?
Yes. So we understand that at the moment, the three hostages are the President of the United States, the head of the United Nations, and world superstar Celine Dion.
That's correct.
Well, if there's one thing that I know, it's that there is a latent energy field surrounding all humanity. It is a part of the reflection of your emotional state and of your intellectual depth. And if there's something that I can calculate here, it's that all three of those can finally come to their full fruition, and they'll be able to rescue themselves if and only if one very specific event occurs.
What is it?
Flamingai has to launch himself in the ocean and never come back.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not liking any of these ideas except the purchasing of a yacht.
You are, of course, also allowed to help your own BFF. I will
I'm
put that
starting to
out
think
there.
I'm the only one who can be trusted.
Well, I mean, they've taken them hostage. Does that mean they're asking for ransom? I mean, I could just
True.
pay their ransom.
What are their
I'm
demands?
not a government organization. I don't care about setting precedents for, future kidnappings. That's for the future to worry about. Right now, money.
This seems like a dangerous precedent to set.
If you go with this plan, you will be committing to asking them what they're.
I'd like to know what they're requesting in exchange for their lives.
I don't
of these
believe you get to
hostages.
know in advance.
Damn
I'm
it.
so sorry. But let me put it this way: we wouldn't allow it to be a plan if it didn't have a chance of succeeding. If they were like, we want all of the bitumen in your bodies, like there wouldn't be any. It doesn't matter. Like,
There is one other option. Flamingai has the ability to balance on top of any solid matter, right?
Yes.
Well, the ocean might be liquid at the moment, but it is made of water. And if cooled sufficiently, it will harden. It will freeze. That means that Flamingai could potentially balance on top of the ocean on his way to rescue the president, the head of the UN, and international superstar Celine Dion.
How do you propose we freeze the ocean?
Well, you require an endothermic reaction in order to make sure that the water would freeze. One such endothermic reaction that could possibly take place is that we could use liquid hydrogen, pour it over the surface of the ocean, and that would freeze enough of it so that he could at the very least balance. It will unfortunately rupture all the cells in his body and he will die, but it will be for the good cause of making sure that we rescue these 3 luminaries.
Are you certain that the death will occur after the saving?
Sure, whatever.
Starfleck! This is truly awful. This is
know,
truly the worst day of my life.
I actually have a degree in thermodynamics. I wrote my thesis on the freezing of the entire ocean, and I can confirm that this plan will absolutely work. Yeah, I'm on board.
I'm not sacrificing Flamingi to save these 3.
Brian, the arm like extends towards you. Don't worry, it's just an arm. Brian, what would Flamingi want? Would he want you to sit here and worry about his safety, or would he want to sacrifice himself for the greater good? The greater good.
So I think I'm just gonna, get you your yacht, get you your money to buy them off, and you can heal them up after, maybe they punch them around a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Verily on this. Me and Verily, because we don't result in the destruction of an entire ocean's worth of creatures or my best friend.
This is going to cause some tension later, that's for sure.
I mean, I guess
That's who I'm going
if that's what you care about.
Yeah, it is. Maybe you don't understand that level of care, but I do.
It's
Maybe
true.
one day you
Your
will.
human ways are alien to me. Prick.
Good to see you're learning the human language so effectively, starting with the swear words. All right. So the plan, just to be clear, is to liquefy enough assets, so to speak, to be able to pay the ransom.
No, I think we just want to get a yacht and go under them, right?
I mean,
And-
definitely there's definitely a yacht and the offer of being able to transfer the ransom. I liquefied all my assets at the beginning of our meeting.
That's true. Of course you did.
True.
Yeah, absolutely.
True.
So how are you? Okay, well, you're. I imagine.
Well, except for
that
Silver Bullet Coin, because Silver Bullet Coin is going straight into outer space.
Silver Bullet Coin is currently the fastest.
Fastest
growing
growing currency in
currency.
the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon
No,
to be
most of that, of
galaxy.
course, is caused by the intense stock market crash caused by Verily's sale of billions of shares around. the
No,
world.
that was going to happen anyway. I just got
Okay,
out
I
of
see.
it.
My mistake. So you're using your resources to try to resolve this. Brian, how are you trying to resolve this situation?
Well, I think I have to use my empathy because it's the fact that I wasn't willing to sacrifice anyone.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm trying to make this happen without bloodshed.
Okay.
I am a medic after all.
Okay.
I want to preserve life, not destroy it.
I love that. That's really sweet. And sometimes life can't be preserved, but today perhaps it will be. Let's roll. You're gonna add 2 + 1 for helping your own super. Okay, you're gonna
Ooh.
add 3, as you know.
Oh, it's not in my tray, so it doesn't count, even though it was a 4. I'll take a 6 instead.
I also took
nice.
a 6.
So you got 6 total.
Yeah.
9 total.
9 total. Okay.
Amazing!
All right. Well, I'll send out the yacht. Let's see what we can do.
Medic!
Ah,
I need heating.
there's some. The cameras, of course, the screens around you turn on, and you get to witness the glorious, magnificent yacht, the Princess Charlotte III.
Can he be balanced like a figurehead on the front of the yacht?
He would have it no other way.
Absolutely.
Flamingi, looking glorious, is standing at the prow of the Princess Charlotte III. Hidden inside are the rest of the Fantabulous Four, ready to spring the 3 hostages if this goes south. The Flamingi stands tall and looks up towards the sky where the 3 of them are balanced above the ocean. And he calls out, "What do you want? We'll do anything for the president and that singer!" The aliens look down and they say, "We want responses to our Tinder swipes! No one has responded to our Tinder swipes!" They seem to be getting very antsy indeed. And one of them cuts the rope The platform bearing the President of the United States, the UN Secretary General, and Celine Dion, singing a very high, long note as she falls, is falling towards the Atlantic Ocean.
No.
And almost at the last possible moment, who should save the day but Flamingai? Boop! He puts out his other foot and manages to catch all three of them on it, the pole balancing beautifully in the middle of his strange flamingo foot. The other three superheroes cheer, and then they start to get the yacht back before the aliens come down to assault them.
Brian,
Mission accomplished, Brian.
Ugh.
Brian, I'm sure
I've
that
never been more proud to be your best friend, Flamingai.
Never?
Never.
What about that time we went for shawarma?
Oh, that was really good shawarma.
It sure was. Made better by the fact that you made it.
Brian?
Yeah.
Brian, the president, the secretary general, and international superstar Celine Dion must be absolutely famished as a result of their ordeal. They'll need good amounts of protein in order to stay healthy and to get their brains back on track. I would recommend killing and eating Flamingai in
Sorry,
order
did you
to.
say Zarblack? Killing and eating Zarblack. I mean, there's a lot of moisture involved in that meal for all the
You're
heat
right.
coming
That
from the
meat
sun.
would be hella tender.
I'm sorry. As your robotic information technology helper, assistant, associate, I cannot let you eat or otherwise squander the resources of any of the UBFFs. I am sorry. Flamingai, however, is fair game. You see a shot of the President of the United States, the UN Secretary General, and superstar Celine Dion, international superstar Celine Dion, advancing towards Flamingai with a fork and a knife.
Zarblek, you call them off, I swear to God.
Hello, Mr. President.
Yes, this is the President.
The Honorable Secretary General,
Yes, that's me. Hello.
international superstar Celine Dion.
Yes! I'm not going to do that again.
You can't eat Flamingai. The world needs him. They need his fashion sense, his bravery, his ability to balance on everything, including shaky premises.
Zarblek, we're so hungry. What are we supposed to do?
I know what you can do. You can catch fish and eat them, or gather seaweed. You are in the ocean, and there are plenty of fish out there.
I'm glad there's so much. I'm glad the ocean is so abundant with life. It would have been hellish, a hellish landscape indeed, if we had had it all destroyed somehow in the assault. Good idea, Zarblek. I'm gonna go eat a fish with my bare hands.
Brian?
Yeah, Zarblek.
On my planet, we have a gesture to indicate respect. I wish to make this gesture to you now.
What is it? Oh, God damn it, you beautiful son of a bitch.
I feel like I should join in on the fun.
I need to lubricate my gills again. Oh, fuck!
Oh no! Your lubricant is all over the floor. Careful. Slippery when wet. Okay. Congratulations, UBFF team. We have managed to rescue the President, the UN Secretary General, and international superstar Celine Dion. Oh no. Oh no. The extraterrestrial threat. It's gathering momentum. Sammy, are you ready to receive a call from Shrinking Violet?
Yeah, totally. And I just kind of like take a little pocket mirror and touch myself up and wipe off any schmutz on my shirt. Okay, yes, ready. I'm ready.
That beautiful soprano voice, not of Celine Dion, also beautiful and we love her to death, but of Shrinking Violet, the shy superhero who can change size and mass, who has, been your companion for so many years, pops onto the screen. Her face takes up the whole screen, and her eyes are teary. Sammy, are you there?
Yeah, Vi, I'm right here. What's going on?
Sammy, it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't know what to do. I need the power of friendship.
The power of friendship. Yeah, I know all about the power of friendship. I actually did my thesis on it in school. Tell me, what do you need to know about the power of friendship? I
Sammy.
tap my glasses and start kind of just looking around wildly.
Are you searching for anything in particular on this brand nameless device?
Yes, I am searching specifically for the power of friendship in quotation marks.
Cool. You can absolutely have a look at what that might bring you. I imagine you would get a whole bunch of gifs of people high-fiving. That would be my assumption. Robotha would be able to tell you better. Yeah! Hang on, Sammy.
Yeah, well, accessing my totally internal store of knowledge about the power of friendship, the power of friendship is a major theme in all media. The villain or ineffectual loner mocks the idea of relying on others, insisting that friends make you weak and only fear brings servitude. It's a common trope in film, television, and all kinds of stories. So tell me, what do you need to know? How are we going to employ the power of friendship?
I'm glad you brought that up, Sammy, because I had to tell you how much you mean to me just one last time before we all die. Oh, Sammy, the aliens, they couldn't take our romance, they couldn't take our superstars. But Sammy, they're gonna take the moon. They're gonna crash the moon into Earth, and we can't do anything to stop it. Not even Silver Bullet is that strong. Oh my God. Sammy, I don't know what to do. I'm too small. I can't carry a moon. What am I supposed to? I would just float off into space.
That's a tough one. That's a real toughie.
Real toughie.
That's a tough one, Shrinky V. Okay. Well, let me talk to some friends that I made here, and we're gonna talk it out and come up with some kind of solution to this problem, because that would really, the moon crashing into the Earth would surely be exciting for everyone involved. Would make millions of dollars, I'm sure, if it was dramatized in any way. However, I will discuss this with my friends and see what they have to say about it. I'll get back to you. Do we have a timeline for this? Is this gonna happen like immediately, or what's going on here?
The calculations made by both Flamingi, well, he doesn't really calculate things, but he did some napkin math. The enigmatic static calculates that we have approximately 8 minutes to live. So if you could come up with a plan, that would be really good. And it cuts off.
Yes.
Oh no, super dope.
It'll get tons of traction right before the film's released.
We call this a crossover. Anyway. Oh god.
All right, guys. So we got a moon. It is falling. We need some kind of
If only one of us knew the script
It's not
for
falling.
the Roland Emmerich film Moonfall.
Look.
I
How
don't
do they
know.
deal with it in the motion picture? I wonder. No, don't worry about it. We can imagine.
Yeah, we can definitely imagine
We'll
and
use our
not
imagination.
give the script the plot away.
Maybe we could make the moon think it isn't actually falling.
Well, it would certainly be helpful if the superhero in place at the moment wasn't so small and not moon catching capable.
Ooh.
I know how we could do this.
I'm sorry. You have some kind of issue with
No,
Shrinky
it's just
V?
really a
What's going on
pity that
here?
we're all
Are
going to
you-
die because Shrinking Violet is.
Don't you say that about her. I know how we can fix
Shrinking
this,
Violet is exactly
Sammy.
the size that she needs to be. I'm not really appreciating this kind of discrimination based on her size. I mean, that's kind of her whole thing.
I can send my ship up to push the moon back into orbit.
How big is your ship?
Oh, it's big, all right.
Like, are we talking like an average-sized ship, or like what kind of? I don't know. I mean, I've seen a number of ships in my life.
I know a lot of people
but-
say their ships are bigger than average, but they're not. my ship might be small, but it's mighty, and I know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Robotha is still saluting, but then kind of puts its arm down.
I mean, we could nuke the moon.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that would certainly kill Zarblek. If you did those in tandem, that is.
If we nuke the moon, the tides will no longer work. You'll be dooming the Earth anyway. Life won't be able to exist.
We'll be okay in the dome, right?
The dome is sealed against all and any natural disasters, including but not limited to the destruction of a celestial body.
This is a tough one, you guys. Brian, anything from you?
Well,
You want to convince the moon it's not falling down, Brian?
I thought maybe
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
going to try. I've been making great
It's
advances.
the power of belief. Yeah,
I-
I get it. I get it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Zarblek's plan, along with your ability to motivate individuals to take certain actions that might be detrimental to
Oh,
their own well-being,
Oh.
might be the way to go.
So
That's
just
it.
to clarify, that would be Zarblek using his totally adequate ship. Totally average.
I've had very
to-
kind compliments about my
More
ship.
compliments.
Yeah, and I would be convincing the moon to acquiesce.
I actually thought you'd be convincing
doesn't work.
Zarblek to give his life to take out the moon.
Oh,
Wow.
Zarblek too. I understand. Well, Zarblek, I mean, Brian makes an excellent point, and honestly, I've done a lot of reading and research on the sacrificing of one's life in order to preserve life and in order to canonize oneself as a hero, and all signs lead to you being revered after this moment as somebody with a ship that was totally up to the task.
But humanity doesn't even know I exist.
They will. I will make them believe that they
They-
know you personally. All of them. I will mass hypnotize the entire planet to remember you fondly, Zarblek.
Wow, how are you not the superhero?
You have my word.
If you can mass hypnotize the entire planet,
I'll figure it out.
you're the
I
best medic in the world.
Thanks.
I'm
Thank
the
you so
greatest
much.
pirate
So
hunter in
nukes,
the
right?
world.
Nukes?
Yeah,
We're
no.
nuking the moon?
No,
That's
I think Sammy's going to try to convince me to sacrifice my life to push the moon back into place.
Fuck.
You're a very honorable alien. Zarblek.
Let me ask you, Zarblek. I don't know much about your species. I won't pretend to, but I did write my thesis on it, and I do. I'm wondering if you have the ability to split yourself like an amoeba into multiple parts to perhaps send a part of yourself in your ship to move the moon, and the other part, of course, can remain here and be the Zarblek that we all know and love. Is that a possibility? Just putting that out there.
I don't know. Is that a possibility?
Mitosis.
If you ask Brian, anything is possible if you believe.
That's right. I
However,
collected some of your DNA while you were being misted with printer toner.
in a more literal sense,
I can promise you can split yourself in half.
in a more literal sense, only Brian can promise you that.
It seems
I
like
do not
an
believe it is
undervaluation of my martyrdom. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, you know.
Zarblek,
So
you hear a tearing sound coming from inside you. Zarblek, can I just ask, is the plan for you to divide yourself in half, so that, or in parts, so that one part of you can go to push the moon back into orbit, and the other part of you will remain here to be lauded forever.
So the way that I think Zarbleck sees it is that Zarbleck's reproducing and sending one of their kids to die and one of their kids to stay behind.
Okay. Weirdly enough, these kids are also both Zarbleck, right?
Yes.
Because you're okay.
That's exactly it.
All right, you're asexually reproducing, or is it actually sexually reproducing? We'll never know.
It's asexually. There's no one
it's
else
asexual.
involved.
Good. No, good. Making
Zara
sense.
and Black.
Okay, so
Great.
I guess are we rolling this?
Yes. So talk me through. There is no gumption stat, or else I would make you both roll the hell out of that, because this is gumption. How, Sammy? I'm going to start with you. Sammy, how are you? What are you doing in order to make this plan succeed?
Well, it seems at the moment that I don't believe that Zarbleck is totally believes in himself enough to do something that he's never done, which is divide himself into two. I don't know if he even knows that this is something that his species can do, but I believe it's something that his species can do, and so I'm going to convince him that this is possible, and through the sheer power of will and my excellent motivational speaking skills, I believe that it will work, and he will indeed split himself and send his child/clone to space to save us all.
It sounds to me like you're using your ability to sort of like know things or think about Zarbleck's species, which would be your brain. You are assisting your own superhero in this, so you would get +1, but this would be brain of 1 +1 to your die roll. Does that seem appropriate here?
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds fair to me. Yeah.
What about you, Zarbleck? What are you doing?
I need to be able to calculate my trajectory in order to impact the moon's surface at just the right position in order to knock it back into orbit.
Okay. And that takes.
I'm cratering myself into the moon.
Well, not yourself. It's one of the copies of yourself that you probably won't even remember the process after this. Probably.
So what would that be?
Yeah, that does seem like brains to me as well.
All right.
Okay. So this will be your brains of 3 added to your roll, and Sammy, you'll be adding 2 to your roll, whatever it is, please.
Yes. I have a 6. 4 plus 2, 6.
Okay.
I also rolled a 6. 3 plus 3.
Okay. Zarbleck, what's the mission like? You've successfully reproduced asexually, and there are 2 slightly smaller versions of Zarbleck on the floor. Robotha's head just like rocks back and forth like this. Wow, 2 of you! This is my favorite day.
So there's Zar and there's Black.
Great, of course.
And now they're arguing over which one of them actually has to go into the ship.
Oh boy.
And then Black says, "I'm the older one. I'm going in the ship." Okay. Goodbye, Black.
Brian does a salute to them both.
Black turns, gets into the ship. Could you tell Enigmatic Static one thing for me? I
can
want you
tell
to
him.
tell, and then the door just closes in front of him.
We could probably imagine what Black was going to say, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. I'll leave that to you, the other you BFFs.
It was probably a reference to a meme about Harambe.
Oh.
And the ship just takes off.
The dome opens enough, of course, that the ship is able to escape the dome. And you see it blast off into space. There is a tear in Robotha's eye. Shrinking Violet appears back on the screen. Her face continues to press up against it. Tiny, but somehow filling the screen. Sammy, I just saw a rocket launch. Is that our savior? Are you in a rocket ship, Sammy?
I don't want to.
It's something. Yeah, I mean, I'm in there. I am piloting that thing remotely, and it is going to do exactly. I programmed it.
I will remember you.
Okay, Sammy, I'll make sure everybody knows that you managed to save the day. Okay, bud?
Yeah.
God.
Last name is.
Black is absolutely. I can't believe that this is happening. Your rocket ship impacts the moon. Your calculations were all correct. It impacts the moon, and it is you managed to dodge through a whole bunch of aliens that are like coming with the moon. Oh no! Damn it, Sammy! Come on.
Just it's such a moving
The
sight,
gumption.
to see the results of all of my hard work put into that rock.
The gumption of this really smells like Teen Spirit, I gotta say.
Hey, 1992.
Yeah.
Damn, I like it.
I'm just so glad to be of service to humanity. You know.
Yeah.
It's
There is,
just,
of course, there is, of course, a camera inside the ship that you can see. You can't hear anything, but I imagine you can see Blech's face, as John was just demonstrating earlier. The G-forces pulling back on its flesh as its mouth opens in a scream of triumph and terror. I don't know. Does it mouth any words, John? Is anything happening, or?
I mean, Brian promised that Black would be known worldwide. But
I intend to keep that promise.
yeah, but apparently everyone thinks that it's just being remotely piloted by Sam.
You're gonna have to kill Sammy.
That's all
Brian,
right.
that's all it's.
Black
I'll
is
kill
gonna
him
be
myself, I promise you, Black.
shedding tears in heaven.
Black.
It's a sad moment. It's a sad.
Czar, you feel it deep within yourself, the other part of you, impacting onto the moon, and you watch as the moon that was, in fact, hurtling towards Earth is spun wildly and crazily back out into space, where it returns to a relatively normal size. And you, Shrinking Violet, along with the rest of the Fantabulous Four, arrive on the monitors, and they all look towards you, and they all smile. We did it, everyone! We saved the day! Enigmatic Static reaches out towards the screen. Hey, Zarbleck, buddy. You did so good. You did so much good work today.
It's just Czar now.
Okay, Czar. Can we touch yet, or is that not possible?
I don't know. We could try.
I imagine the lights are flickering and shit. Okay, wait, no, that's...
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy low, buy low, buy low.
I'm going to ask each of you for a where are they now. We're going to fast forward just a few days. The UBFF team is disassembled, as it were, because the Fantabulous Four are off doing their own thing again. I'd like to start with you, Sammy. Sammy, where do you see yourself just a few days hence?
Well, lauded by humanity as the savior of planet Earth. I and of course known to be an expert of robotics and remote piloting of spaceships. I have been promoted to I've been hired. It's more of a side gig as the director of NASA.
Oh wow!
And lots of plans for expeditions. Lots of know-how. I'm going to be drawing on my years of experience in astrophysics, and I'm sure everything's going to go great.
Sammy, you
and as I
have-
say that, a bead of sweat
Yep.
starts to just
Your
roll down my face.
your one of your three personal assistants wipes it for you, and you have on your arm any person living or dead. What? You have on your arm any person living that you so desire. You are, of course, humanity's savior, with the assistance of the Fantabulous Four, of course. But you were perhaps the brains.
I'm sorry. Who? Sorry. Who is assisting me? I wasn't. I'm not aware of the Fantabulous Four. No, I mean there is Shrinking Violet. She's pretty great. I'm not sure about three others though. Yeah, that was all her and me. Mostly me, really. I was the one who kind of got us through this whole mess. So, but I don't wanna show off or anything.
Villain origins.
Which of the three of you then, the other three of you, who's watching this NASA press conference as Sammy denies wholeheartedly the help of anyone else on the team? I'm going to go over to you then, Verily. What are you up to? Where do you see yourself a few days later?
So I'm at my villa, relaxing. Have a nice pool boy bringing me a drink and checking my. Thank you. Checking my stock values now that I managed to more than fund the cost of the entire event by selling before news of the disaster broke and buying once news of the averted disaster broke. I was smart and made an NFT of our wonderful hero, Sammy. Just a picture of his face, that like I drew on a napkin, and it sold for like $5 billion. So,
with the advent of the silver bullet currency, which has been just gaining so much value, a sort of dawn of a new age of prosperity has descended across most of humanity. There's so much wealth that it literally can't be concentrated in an individual anymore. Now, naturally, you are incredibly wealthy, but that excess wealth has just been donated and donated.
Oh, it's trickling down.
Jesus. Why is this so bad? Brian, I'm going over to you. You're also watching the news conference.
So
Brian,
I am horrified.
Yeah, of course.
I made a promise to someone who, we had buried the hatchet like 5 minutes prior, and then the betrayal of it all is too much for my heart to bear. So I quickly get on the phone with Flamingi and we make a plan. We finally connect with Enigmatic Static, and we create a new line of fashion merchandise, beautiful pink coats, and they're all done in like with hints and traces of Zarblek's species fashion to them. So it's kind of an homage, and also on the back it says "Justice for Black" on all the pieces. And so help me, Black, I will not stop until every single person on the planet recognizes who is really responsible for the world being saved.
Before we go to the moon, Czar, where do you see yourself a few days later?
Czar has been imprisoned in Area 51 once again.
Oh my God! Oh, fuck, that's bad.
Unable to convince anyone that in fact he was partially responsible for helping the planet with its alien invaders, and now with the Earth's new xenophobia taking hold, knowing that aliens exist and that they are apparently out to get humanity, Czar is constantly being experimented upon. Alone. Black is a crater in the Sea of Tranquility.
Well, so this is it. You from Czar's sort of imprisoned cell in Area 51. Weirdly enough, there's a barred window, which is very unusual, but the species needs moisture, so they couldn't keep you in just a regular old room. The moon is clearly visible. And as we track up to the moon, Blech, your spaceship was indeed small, but it was indeed much more than adequate. The force with which you hit the moon put it back into orbit around the Earth. The calculations were correct. And somehow you are alive. Blech, the aliens, the extraterrestrial threat, left behind enough energy and antimatter here to power your ship to take you home. Or enough energy and antimatter to do whatever you want on planet Earth.
Wow. I could go home. I could finally tell the tales of my exploits to my husband and my children. Or I could zap Sammy out of the sky.
Yay!
Wait, what? What?
Oh! So,
Freeze
obviously,
frame, producer.
Yeah.
some sort of AC/DC sound effect starts, some sort of AC/DC song starts playing as your finger jams towards the button. and we cut to credits.
But which button?
Well, exactly. You'll have to find out in the sequel. Guys in chairs. More chairs. More
Guys
guys.
is-
Guys is in chairs. That's Guys in Chairs. We played. We did it.
God.
Woo!
I am. Personally, actually, my favorite thing is how much each of you got out of the conclusion, and how much you're each now weird supervillain origins.
Oh my God.
It's great. I'm ecstatic.
I feared for my life briefly with how much we were laughing.
Yeah.
It was so much.
It was a lot of laughter.
It was so much.
I don't think, because I could picture in my mind, I literally, regardless of anything else that was going to happen, I could just picture in my mind Bleck just like with those G-forces just being like, like running, like going right into the moon. But then I realized that he was doing this right as Sammy was just taking all the credit, and nobody sees him as he's just like hurtling towards an uncaring moon, and I couldn't stop laughing.
I'm ecstatic.
Oh, no.
Would you folks out there like to have this much fun?
I would.
Because this is a giveaway.
Yay!
Oh,
We
we have
are
to actually say
doing-
what the prize is.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are doing a giveaway of a digital copy of Guys in Chairs, as very generously provided by Super Dylan. Thank you, Super Dylan. And thank you for creating this game. I love a one-shot as an opportunity for us here on Clinic to be able to stretch our wings and try something new and have a real dumb time sometimes.
Oh my God.
Thank you for that. As people are typing in !prize to join, we're going to be randomly selecting one winner. Careful of typos as well, just a heads up there. JT, I'm curious what your experience has been like on RPG Clinic.
First of all, let me just say, what a great question, Scott.
Boo.
No, I just that was incredible, you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I was
Wait.
afraid I was afraid I was laughing too much, and I probably was. But then looking at Liz losing her shit made me feel a lot better. So that was incredible. And yeah, Super Dylan, what a great one shot you've created.
Yeah.
There's so much possibility here for all kinds of fun antics, as you saw. So yeah, what a great time, you guys. Thank you.
I legitimately didn't see, the supervillain turns at the end.
No, I think
No,
so
me
much
neither.
of this game just caught us by surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
all just yes-ended until it went out of
Until
control.
it's
Yeah.
just- oh, well, I mean, that's the jam, right?
Oh my gosh.
I want to point out a few things as we're letting people get their !prize in. Make sure you didn't write Requiem. I think you might have written prose instead. So
But
he
just,
then
fixed it.
Requiem
oh
was the
no,
surprise.
again, perfect. My
You're
mistake.
good.
Sorry, never mind. Just a few things to point out. We are still taking recommendations for one shots to play on our RPG Clinic Discord. Kung Fu Fenris specifically has thrown a huge number in, which I'm very excited to take a look at. Some of them really tickle my fancy.
Mhm.
I also want to suggest people throw a follow over to Super Dylan.
Yes.
Yes.
They stream quite often.
Lots of
uh,
RPG content, so
lots of
it's a
RPG
perfect
content.
channel to be following.
Also, some some video games too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix, kind of like what we all do. So I think that there's a lot of overlap in what y'all would enjoy. Follow.
Did JT, do you have anything that you want to promote in terms of like any of your socials or anything that you want to throw out there? Just so that people have. Maybe you don't.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, JT_Silver. Do lots of video game voices and stuff, and also a movie that might be familiar to people who just watched this about a moon falling into the earth.
So look,
yeah, that'll be fun.
I do want to be clear that like yes, of course that was an inspiration. In when I was thinking up certain obstacles and so on for today, I was just like, oh, obviously an extraterrestrial threat will use the moon, and then I was like, shoot, that's an actual current intellectual property that some of us were involved. Anyway, that's the whole thing. So I'm not going to apologize.
It was great.
I'm not gonna apologize.
It's too late to apologize.
Too
But I also come out in
late.
1992.
So, yeah. Folks over, thank you, Crosshair.
Faster than me.
I think we have all of our exclamation mark prizes in, so I'd love to see the roll happen, and then I'll be getting in touch with you to give you your prize.
All right, well, here we go. Pujitsu!
PKJ Pantsu in chats if you've got them.
Pooh, can I get in touch with you on
Oh.
Discord or Twitch?
Something tells me that will
I
be
have
fun.
a feeling it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Discord.
Throw a follow over to Bukajutsu as well. Another friend of the stream. Wonderful folks all around.
Scott, thank you for running this.
I have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
Oh no, it's a good time.
Great.
But
Freaking
also,
crushed it.
folks, just
Yeah.
before we get into thanking Scott, if you didn't win the prize and you still want it, Super Dylan and or Scott, if you want to throw that link into chat again, that would be super fab because it is not expensive at all. It is worth the dollars. You saw us have excellent
You
entertainment.
saw some of us almost die.
Yes. So support us like an independent creator, you know, and find some friends and have a blast. We did it remotely. You need 1d6. I used a tiny little scrap from the back of like a page a day calendar. Go for it.
That's it.
Anyway.
And
Yeah,
Scott,
that's it.
you need
And
Scott.
yeah, I mean Scott's amazing. It's not going to be as good. I'm sorry if you don't
Thank
have
you.
a Scott because
I appreciate that, but I am available for hire. You can find me at scottbhumphrey.com. I also wouldn't advise checking out that website because it's very old and not very updated. Yeah.
Scott is
Well, I mean,
unfitted
thank
in
you all very much because, like, I had a lot of fun today, and I don't run these things all that often, so it's like, it's a good, it's a good time.
balls, testing balls, 5, 6.
I mean,
What?
that sounds about right.
Oh, that was 2017, Liz. It was another time.
That's probably you on the mic trying to figure it out. Yeah.
probably.
thank you, Scott.
And
no,
thanks,
thank you
JT.
guys a lot.
Thank you, JT.
And thank you, JT, yes, for joining us today and for being here.
My
remotely.
pleasure.
Yay.
Thank you guys for inviting me. This
What?
a blast. I'm still crying. I still have tears in my eyes from the laugh.
We have streams from the RPG Clinic family all through the week. On Tuesday at 1800 on my channel, twitch.tv/BiffTheBoss, I am currently playing. Currently playing.
Yeah, he froze.
Oh wow! Just in time.
Bye, JT.
my God.
All right. Well,
Oh, shit!
bye, JT Silvervo.
Oh, you can still hear me.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
hear
like
you.
that in chat. Oh my God.
The dark void.
Apologies.
No, not at all. We're very busy. Got to take care of a whole bunch of stuff. I stream at 1800 on Tuesdays. I'm doing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines right now. Dr. Surgeon is living his best unlife, so join me for that. Wednesday, John, are you streaming?
Wednesday, it is my hope that we're going to start a playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, except
fuck.
chat can mess with me to their, well, almost to their heart's desire. If you ever wanted to be able to give or take away arrows, possibly reverse my controls, have me run out of stamina while I'm climbing a cliff, straight up kill me. You'll be able to do all of those things. And we'll see whether we'll have fun with that. So that is Breath of the Wild crowd control coming up on Wednesday on my channel, twitch.tv/JohnVerrill at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And Thursday?
Thursday is RPG Clinic with clinic hours. Are you available?
I think we should make it happen. Let's do it.
Then that's our third session -1. We're going to have a conversation with Kate about the previous campaigns that we've run, what we're looking forward to bringing back from those campaigns, what we might want to fix, and, of course, your thoughts and feelings as we move into our cyberpunk hack of Legend of the Five Rings.
Neo Rokugan. I'm very excited.
Me too. Fridays?
So Friday, I really hate to say it, but we might have to cancel Punchy.
Fuck!
Because I have a friend's Zoom birthday.
Oh, sweet.
So
Man, it'd be
I-
such a
I
shame
will
if Scott had to mine again.
I know. I'll confirm 100%, but that is what direction we're leaning into. And I'm very, very sorry, but we'll make up for it on Saturday with Drew Crew. We're continuing the
Secrets
clue of the
revealed.
whistling bagpipes. Dun, 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 dun.
Yay!
This book is batshit crazy, so highly recommend tuning in because it's a treat.
Thank you, Creative Chameleon.
Thank
Dropping
Yes.
in some subs at the end.
Creative, thank you. I hope you're able to catch some of this one shot, either on the YouTube VOD or just on the Twitch VOD while it's still up. Thank you so much for the subs. On Saturday night at 1700, 5 o'clock Eastern, I am continuing a new Doomed campaign with the Waking side of the Dream Eaters Arkham Horror LCG.
Sunday at 1 o'clock, we had to reschedule Punchy Book Club.
Ooh.
So we will be doing Sandman 1, Preludes and Nocturnes at 1 p.m. on my channel with Kathy.
Kath.
Woohoo!
And then next Sunday at 5 o'clock, we will be back with another one shot of some sort. We're still waiting. We're keeping our eyes glued to provincial updates, which are coming roughly once a week, that are letting us know when we will be able to all be in the same space again. That isn't the case yet, so that's why we aren't committing to any sort of official schedule. Also, I may or may not still have a theater piece happening because very soon theater will be able to be legal again. So all of this is up in the air. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for, sticking with us, and thank you, JT, especially for agreeing to do this remotely when initially we planned this to all be in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to make that happen at
Love
some
it.
point.
Yes.
I had a great time. Yeah.
That's all from us. If you are able to, and if you haven't already, please go out and get your third COVID vaccine. I believe we are all now, triple vaxxed here on this channel, which has been great. And that is how we are going to get through the current pandemic, life thing together. And we have a direction that we're going to do those things in. And I'm going to see if I get it right today. It's this way, and then it's that way.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Hey.
Bye.
That way.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Fuck you!
Whoa.